What was that?
Litro!
Oh my god! Everybody is unmuted, by the way. Welcome.
Wait! What happened?
Look in the group.
I didn't realize that it was it defaulted to unmuted. I thought I had muted it. But welcome everybody.
Hey.
You'll love to see it. Welcome everybody to the stream, to the first inaugural D&D campaign by yours truly, Obsidia. Today is none other than Session 1, and I am honored to be here with such amazing people who will introduce themselves shortly. Thank you all for all the new follows. Thank you for the new subs. While we're doing the course of tonight, I'm not going to be addressing chat very much because I'm going to be having to wrangle, or should I say, literally herd cats in tonight's stream. So I will be reading, of course, but I will not be able to address things. Hopefully my mods will be able to take care of that. Yeah, welcome everybody. For those of you who don't know, my name is Obsidia. I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight, and I am honored to be here getting this opportunity with you all. When I became a streamer, it was always my dream to be able to have the chance to actually stream a D&D game. And so I'm thankful that people wanted to see it, and I'm thankful I managed to convince 4 gullible, lovable dupes to be able to play in it. So that is the deal. This is a campaign that I wrote in the Eberron Dungeons & Dragons setting for D&D 5th edition. It is called Ashes of the Last War, and it will follow our plucky group of adventurers from the day they get their first job through God only knows when. For those of you who don't know, Eberron is basically a arcanopunk setting in that it is fantasy, except all the technology things that you know and love have been largely replaced by magic and magical devices. And because of that, there is magic everywhere. Magic lights light every street corner. There are airships. There are trains that run off of elemental magnets. How the fuck do they work? There are viewing screens, showers of prestidigitation, etc. You love to see it. And within that setting as well, there is also these organizations known as the Dragon-Marked Houses, which are basically fantasy megacorporations that will get referred to a lot during the campaign. Our plucky group of adventurers are contracted venturers. What does that mean? They, instead of being the classic knight errants of a D&D campaign that go from town to town, looking for adventure, looking for pay, these people have decided to become corporate shills and sign up with the United Houses Directorate, working for the megacorporations as independent contractors. They get set pay for specific contracts, they know what they're doing, they know what they're getting, and because of that, they have a certain level of job security, even if it comes with a fair level of job risk. And so our 4 people come from disparate and varying walks of life, and I will now pass it over to each of the players to introduce themselves and to say what character they're playing. We're going to go from rich to poor, because obviously... JK. But we will start with Litro and Mari, and then we'll pass it over to Sif and Yulia. So, Litro.
I think Litro actually went be right back.
Oof, you hate to see it. Well, then entirely scrap that. Mari, you've taken charge.
The better of the rich.
Yes, it's true. Hello, everyone. I'm Maribelle. You can find me on Twitch as Maribelle Bramble and Twitter as Maribelle T. When I am not playing a hot pink tiefling, I am a Hobbit VTuber, and yeah, we do lots of comfy cozy streams. We do storytime readings, we do cooking, we do crafts, we do the occasional game, and a lot of D&D as well. Today, however, I will be playing Miss Jubilee Ravamont. She is a hot pink Eldritch Knight tiefling bodyguard. So yes, it'll be fun. She's very rich, very fabulously wealthy. So y'all better know it.
I'm sorry, when you said cooking, I thought it was we do cocaine. I was like, wow, you're just casually sliding in cocaine in the middle of your...
Twitch TOS. Oh no.
Well, yeah, we're just doing cocaine. Come to your favorite cocaine-ridden
Yes,
hobbit.
come on down, y'all. Come on down.
Thank you, Mari. I appreciate it. Sif.
Alright, I want to preface this by saying I know this is the second cat girl avatar you've seen from me. I promise I'm not a cat girl in disguise. I'm normally a living suit of armor. You can catch me on Twitch, on Twitter. I do art and video games. I swear I'm not a cat girl. Please let me out of the cat girl suit. And in this campaign, I'll be playing a Brooklyn cat girl, looking out for her sister and punching things with spikes. I don't know where this accent's gonna go, but you're gonna find out with me on this journey.
Thank you, Sif. You love to see the cat, Sif. It's what the people came for.
Someone take the cat ears off of me.
Never. The cat ears stay on.
And then we'll pass it over to Yulia.
Yay, that's me. I'm really nervous right now. But hi, I'm Yulia. When I'm also not a cat, I am an elven princess knight. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Royal Knight VT. Tonight, I'm going to be playing alongside my other cat half. I'm going to be playing a Swift Stride wizard, little nerdy schoolgirl. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. I have tried the Brooklyn accent and it's not working. So it's gonna be fun though.
Also, if you guys are curious, you can type in !players into chat and it will post up the Twitch links of everybody here. And when we start doing BGM, all the music I'm using is, copyright-free, royalty-free music. And so I have a YouTube compilation that if you type in !D&D music, it'll take you to that playlist. And then I switch players. So there you go. Those are usable by everyone if you so are inclined to use them. Litro is still not returned in tragically unfortunate timing. So instead, I think we will move on to the brief. Honestly, Final Fantasy and Eberron have a lot in common. So here we go. Whenever Litro returns, he can shout himself and he can do his introduction. But thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Welcome to Ashes of the Last War. Our heroes find themselves as contract adventurers, trying to make an honest gold coin in the arcano-punk world of Eberron, but find themselves becoming increasingly entangled in the plots of corporation, cultists, and otherworldly entities who don't always have their best interests in mind. Do they have the skill, swordplay, and smarts to become masters of their own destinies? Or will they become pawns in the power plays of others? We will now begin BGM. Throughout the course of tonight's session, please let me know if anybody's volume is too high vis-a-vis each other, vis-a-vis me, as well as if the BGM music itself is too loud. I'm beginning to turn it on now as we will start our opening scene with Cess and Paige. Okay. Music is on. Here we go. All right, everybody. As we begin our glorious adventure, we start in the City of Towers, Sharn, possibly one of the greatest cities in all of Kovere, where we find ourselves once again focusing on the lives of not the hundreds of thousands of people that live within the city, but simply the lives of two young, entrepreneurial cats. As Cess and Paige approach the Lightning Rail station in Sharn, holding their tickets provided to them by the United Houses Directorate for their first trip on a Lightning Rail, their first trip outside of the city of Sharn. They are confronted with the idea of the fact that they are going to leave their homes, once and possibly for all. So as you guys approach, you see the throngs of humanoid people coming and going from the Lightning Rail station. You see grim guards standing, trying to corral people going either one way or the other, trying to occasionally grab a pickpocket or two, pull them out of the crowd. and you see a very perturbed-looking, middle-aged human male wearing a House Orion uniform, standing at a kiosk, taking tickets and directing people towards either the right and the back of the train for the storage/stowage areas, the slightly farther up to the economy class seating, to the left to go to the business class seating, and then finally the very select few and their entourages to the far left to the front of the train for first class. He appears to be overworked and underslept. How do you wish to start your day?
Ooh. All right, so I guess we are waiting in line at this point. Paige is really nervous. You can see her visibly kind of fidgeting back and forth as she's kind of taking in everyone looking around her. And she turns to her sister, kind of adjusts her glasses a little bit before looking at her straight in the eye and addressing her. Okay, we've discussed this. Remember what we talked about before entering the train? All smiles, not so much eye contact, and maybe we should just kind of sit quietly.
Listen.
You alright with that?
Listen, sis, I promise I won't cause any trouble. What happens in the pits is for the pits. I ain't gonna cause stuff out here. Now, why are you so nervous? Take a deep breath. We're not saying goodbye to the city forever. The local aunties, the shifters in town, they'll be watching over our place. And besides, don't you see this many people around you back at school?
Yeah, but it's a certain type of people that's at school, of course. It's just new, right? Don't you feel even a little bit nervous?
Of course I did. We don't want that show. Now listen, I know you made the horrendous decision of choosing to wear your school uniform on a trip like this. I ain't here to judge this. Listen, I offered to take you shopping, but you wear what you want to wear. But listen, we can't let people like this look down on us, alright? Don't give them that inch, otherwise they'll take a mile. You gotta walk around with confidence. And then she drops one of the two luggages she's carrying, pulls out a pair of shades, slides them on, like immediately struts, like is posed up.
Right, yes. I'm already wearing glasses. Okay, she'll kind of push up her glasses again in sort of like a embarrassed fidgeting moment. Stand up a little bit straight. Okay, I'll take your lead then.
So don't worry, sis. Worst case, you got me. And besides, it's not like anything bad's gonna happen. We're just gonna go into, what's on a train again? Chairs? They got chairs here, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I assume so. We've never been on one. Kind of a big moment for us.
Next!
I think that's us. You got the tickets, right, sis?
Oh, yes. I've double and triple checked, and I checked again just in case.
Next!
Go ahead. Let's go. As I start shoveling my sister along.
Okay.
The human looks at you two approaching, looks both of you up and down. You looking to get onto the train?
Yes, we are. We have these 2 tickets right here. Here. She'll slowly kind of hand them over.
He quickly grabs the tickets out of your hand, snatching them away.
Okay.
And he looks at them, looks back at you two, goes, I see that you got yourselves 2 business class tickets leaving Shan.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
can see
that's right.
why I may be a little skeptical about this winding up in your possession.
Alright. Go.
No. You can.
I'm letting you take the lead on this one, sis. Come on, you gotta get used to being out of your water, you know? What's it, a fish out of water? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. You're a smart girl. Come on.
We are hired, and they gave us these tickets, so That's where we're supposed to be. Yeah.
He kind of looks at you and narrows his eyes, and then goes, "You know that these tickets bear the seal of the Directorate. You know that impersonating a member of the Directorate and performing their lawful duties is a felonious offense, carrying with it up to 5 years of imprisonment and a 1,500 gold fine each. You got that, right?"
Yes, I'm fully aware. I've read the rules back and forth. I know practically all the laws. But that is us.
All right. If you want to keep going on with this charade, I'll get my supervisor in on this. And as he says this, he kind of looks at some of the city guards who are in the crowd, and you see two of them kind of move a bit closer. They're not like right up on you, but they're definitely moving closer to you.
I put the luggages down. I step up, because this is a waste of time. I look at them and say, "All right, listen. I'm not going to make any assumptions about you, because that's rude and I'd make an ass out of myself, so I'm hoping you're not doing the same with us. Look at the people here," and I point back to the line. "Now, are you really going to go get your supervisor and go through all this work just for us to say we were hired to do a job? Or are you just going to let us through? Because honestly, you don't need to waste this time. Sean's a busy place,
Ma'am, I'm gonna ask you to calm down.
I'm just saying. We'll prove it. That's fine, but you don't have to waste your time on this. There's plenty of other shifters you want to shake up."
With that, he picks up a messaging or a sending receiver, and he goes, "Yeah, we got to business class. Looks at shifters. Need supervisory approval." And he hangs up. And he just kind of looks at you guys like, "These fucking people, they do this to me every fucking day." And as another human male comes up, this one probably in his early 50s, wearing a House Orion uniform. And so he approaches, looks at the tickets and looks at you two, and proceeds to scoot the first male out of the way. And goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, madams. I believe that there was just a bit of a misunderstanding by my subordinate here. We, of course, are fully aware of the Directorate's employ of diversified backgrounds, and are more than happy to accommodate them. We, of course, are firm friends of the Directorate and would not want to impede you upon the execution of your duties, which have been confirmed to be quite lawfully done and quite consistent with who was identified with these tickets. So I apologize so much for the miscommunication, Miss Page and Miss Cess. No last names. How deliciously mysterious and charming. I apologize for any delay in your travels." As he frantically basically stamps the tickets and hands them back to you.
I'm assuming Paige takes them, yeah?
Yes, he will go ahead and
We'll pick up the luggages again.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the miscommunication, but I really appreciate you stopping by.
Of course, my pleasure, miss. Please, I will personally escort you to the business class.
That sounds rather nice. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Whisper to Paige. There's that affirmative action thing we were talking about last night. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Right, it's kind of nice.
And with that, you guys are escorted to the near front of the train, where you are able to step aboard under the faithful guidance of this supervisor. And as you step onto the lightning rail itself, you see that the seats here are unblemished by cracks or stains. They appear to be very well maintained. There is actually various, probably about 3 stewards and stewardesses going down the aisles, helping people settle in, offering food and drinks to them. Most of the people here appear to be probably wealthy merchants, and probably some nobles as well of a lesser degree. You two look very out of place right now, but you are promptly greeted by a smiling half-elven woman who goes, welcome aboard the lightning rail. So happy to have you all. As she looks over at the supervisor, who is nodding quite frantically behind you two towards her.
Don't be racist, don't be racist, don't be racist.
And she then will show you to a set of seats. It's your own booth area that will also double as a overnight car, so you will be able to sleep here as well. And as you are seen there, she goes, is there anything I can bring you? Any food, any drinks? How can we make your passage with us as accommodating as possible?
Alright, so you're gonna have to forgive me, because believe it or not, we're not too familiar with the train setup, and this was a sponsored ticket as part of a job. Food, drinks, that's all complimentary, yeah?
She kind of laughs in the, you guys don't know how this works. And she laughs and goes, of course. For people of your caliber, we are more than happy to accommodate any of your desires within reason.
There a menu that we could take a look at?
Oh, of course, if you would like one. And she goes over and takes out a piece of paper that then gets folded out, very much like a menu, with a list of drinks and foods on them without any gold costs listed next to them. And it's all manner of things, going from various alcoholic beverages, beers, wines, lower end hard liquors, water, juices, coffee, tea, as well as snacks going from, fruit, crackers, cheeses, up through sandwiches, and things of the sort.
Wow.
Is there a way we can ring you once we have an idea of what we'd like? I think we'd want to get settled first.
I know what I want, actually.
Oh, already?
Well, she kind of peeks over the menu. One of everything.
No alcohol though, yeah?
Yeah, no alcohol, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, how charming! You wish to sample all that we have to offer. Well, I hope that we give you a enjoyable experience as you sample the many delicacies made available by House Orient to its fabulous patrons.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Yes, that would be very nice.
Anything for you, madam?
I'll be sharing with my sis. Make it what's it that I look over at Paige. What's that thing that the nobles in the upper city eat? Those charcuterie boards or whatever.
I think they're pronounced charcuterie.
I'm not sure. The sample thing. I want to try some food out. Maybe if we like the experience enough, when me and my sister are your big time workers for your company or whatever, we'll come back for more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we will be delivering it because you have ordered a quite extensive amount of food. We will be delivering it in several increments, so we will be sure to present them in an optimized sampling capacity for you. And with that, she continues to have that plastic smile as she does a little curtsy and she walks away.
I kind of want to do the first roll of the night. Can I insight check to see how annoyed she is with that?
Sure.
+0 to insight. Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
16.
She seems to be more of just like, oh my god, these people have no idea what they're fucking doing. It's one of those things of like, god damn it, we gave the poor unlimited food. And so she just seems kind of annoyed by how much this is going to make her do work today. Because she'll have to do this in several trips to give you guys all of the food on their menu.
I think after the way we were treated coming in, we deserve a little treat. It's the least they could do.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair, sis. I just, let's, I don't, not usually how I act, but, she was nice. She didn't outright seem bad to us, so, maybe give her a little bit of a break.
Oh.
I'm not saying hold back.
Did I go a little
I'm
overboard?
just saying,
I'm sorry.
don't give her a backhanded, like, what's the word for saying something nice to people? Compliment?
Yes, compliment.
Yeah. Don't be rude. Be kind, but, take them for everything they're worth. And then she's immediately going to start checking the cushions of the chair to see if they're, like, nailed down or anything.
They are, in fact, quite nailed down.
Looks nicer than our beds at home.
All aboard! You hear shouted from down the train as the doors begin to close. And you guys start hearing a faint whining sound as your hair and your fur begin to stand on end, as there seems to be a lot of static electricity present, which is a rather unsettling feeling for you two, I imagine.
Yes.
Sis, you look like Sister Isla from down the street at the bodega.
Oh, no. Where's the mess? She is going to scooch closer, though, like nearly bumping into her.
You guys zap each other when you get close to each other.
Oh!
I'm not raging yet. I can't resist.
And as the humming, as the whining begins to intensify into more of a hum, you feel movement as the train begins to start accelerating forward. Unlike what you would imagine a normal train to be, this is more of like a magnet train in like Japan or something. So it's more of a flowing path forward as you embark. And so as you start accelerating forward, you start chugging through the outer towers of Sharn, going towards the very outskirts of the city itself. And you get to see something you've never seen before. Oh, that got real fucking loud. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I missed one. My bad, I didn't scroll far enough down. So you get to see the blazing sun coming at you guys from a direction that's not just directly above you. I'm so sorry for everybody who had that deafening sound in chat. Yeah, and you see as the sun blindness begins to dissipate, you see the fact that there is rolling green fields ahead of you that surrounding a thin rune-carved set of plates that goes into the foreseeable distance.
Wow.
And there you go. It's your first scene of actual nature life outside of a book or a commercial.
It's more beautiful than I ever thought.
I've never seen this so much. I mean, I've seen a lot of green before, but not this much, and not this kind.
This is the start of something completely new for us. It feels like we're dreaming.
I don't know about you, sis, but this is just a different ring to fight in. She cracks her knuckles.
Perhaps, but at least we get to do it together.
Of course. And how many other people are we working with again? 500? 200?
I think the report only mentioned 2 other people.
Ah, great.
Yeah, but I mean, I know it's all exciting, but you're usually asleep during this time. Do you want to take a rest?
I tried fixing my sleep schedule. Coach said, oh God, Coach, he gave me this whole exercise regimen I've been trying to memorize, and he said, you gotta fix your sleep schedule so that you can, be an adventurer or whatever. We're not adventurers, right? That's I think he got confused because that's what he used to do back in the day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, not technically adventurers, but close to it. I mean, adventurers don't usually get paid in order to do it.
That's fair. Adventurers don't even get to ride on trains, yeah? They gotta pay that out of pocket, yeah?
We really scored something here.
I'm hoping it works out. I mean, this is pretty. She's like full on like sideways, like paint me like one of your French girls style, like laying on the bench. Like, oh, this is pretty. I could get used to this.
She's gonna flop down right next to you and kind of put her head against your arm as you're leaning down.
Oh. The waitress approaches with your first charcuterie board of miscellaneous foods, which they've attempted to organize actually in some like coherent manner because they're trying to coordinate food across an entire menu. So they.
Does she? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So they put that down as they then. You guys start going past what appears to be enormous castles, like several of them in immediate vicinity of the rail line itself. They're just like sitting out in a field. There's probably about 4, 5 like full-sized castles.
Oh. Do we know what those are?
You've heard about them? They were supposedly one of the great weapons of Brayland during the war. The sky keeps that Brayland would produce that were literally floating castles full of weapons and mage cannons and ballistas and whatnot that they would deploy in combat. But it appears that as you look closer at these, they're actually being disassembled by hundreds, if not thousands, of workers and mage rights trying to break them apart and demilitarize them.
Has the attendant like left the room yet? Or
yeah, she just puts down the food and goes, "I hope you enjoy it," and then walks away.
All right. Next chance I get, I'm gonna ask her to sit down.
The attendant?
Assuming that's yeah. Listen. This is something I learned in the pit, right? You gotta be nice to your opponents so they feel bad about kicking dirt in your eye afterwards. All right. Now this lady, she could be racist for all we know, Paige. I really don't care, so I'm just gonna be nice. I'm gonna be courteous, as your professor says or whatever. Maybe ask her for a few recommendations, maybe give us some food. I mean, how rich could she be if she's working here either? This is like a minimum wage job. We're experiencing some. Maybe we should share the love around with some other people in our wealth class or whatever.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry, I went a little overboard with the ordering thing I just got.
Oh, no. Listen. You're getting a stab at House Orion that employed that racist fuck. That's okay. Listen, we live in a what's my coach said again? A laissez-faire economy. Take what we can get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to try the food? I mean.
Oh yeah, of course. Obs, what is the most colorful looking thing on the table?
There is a fruit like salad.
Hey, I'm done to try. I'm like jam a fork in it, stick it in my mouth.
I also thought you were going to say we live in a society. we live in,
Please do that for me. It's all right.
We live in a lazy fairy economy. The fae don't put their work in here. You eat it, and both of you guys, as you start sampling these foods, you never ate so good in your life, kid. Paige has had very small samples of stuff like this when she would attend, dinners at the university, but this is nothing like what you guys are used to, for just being so casually offered without any charge. And so it is absolutely delicious. The waitress, though, will, when she returns for your next bracket of them, will politely but respectfully decline your offer to sit down. But she does seem to appreciate the offer, even if it's kind of alien to her.
I look at her real quick before she turns on and says, "Listen, I don't know where we stand with you right now off of first impressions, but we come from a place where we look out for our own, and you've been nice to us. So if any way we can make your job a little easier, because the order thing wasn't against you, just to make that clear."
Right, I'm really sorry. I didn't know half of what was on the menu. I just got a little excited.
Oh, it's totally understandable. I can understand this is your first time aboard a train, especially in a position such as this. And we are happy to make it as pleasurable an experience as possible. Enjoy your ride. I believe, based on your ticket, you are going to the City of Greywall in the Kingdom of Drome. That'll be about a day-and-a-half journey. So please kick back and relax and enjoy the rest of the journey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And with that, the rest of your trip will be of varying levels of enjoyment and relaxation before you arrive in the Brailish city of Ardev, which is the last main Brailish town on the road to Graywall itself. And that's where you are instructed that there are your other fellow contractors, which are actually in the first class car of the train. And as you approach that, we will hop on over to first. Litro can do his introduction, because he was gone when we were introducing people. So, okay. Litro, if you want to introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Hello, I am Litro the Bronze. I'm a bit nervous, but yes, I am playing from the perspective coming in as the camera pretty much enters the first class train, and there's all types of like cakes and wines and different types of tiny gourmet foods we find sitting at one of the seats, slowly stacking different types of colored macaroons up into a tiny tower held together by nothing but toothpicks into the shape of a rainbow, is a pink-haired humanoid known as Kliff. Kliff de Oren. He's in the middle of making his masterpiece of food when suddenly a small bump in the train causes it to fall over and fall apart, and he groans in almost just exaggerated agony. Oh, it was so close to completion.
Sitting across from you is Mari. Mari, you are now free to do what you want in the scene.
Didn't your mother ever teach you not to play with your food, Kliffy?
So much fun to play with your food, though.
She's just staring at the now, like, scattered remains of what should have been an arc of macaroons on the table, just eyeing it, just made a right mess. That's what you've done.
I go ahead and take a tiny little fork and I pick up a pink macaroon. A delicious mess, you mean? I take a bite out of it.
She just purses her lips, just keeps staring at it. Yes, well, a mess nonetheless.
You know, you could try enjoying yourself a bit.
I am enjoying myself, or rather I would enjoy it a little bit more if it wasn't placed with such pleasant company.
Oh, people of your family, I swear, are just so full of hot air. And underneath the table, I take my magic wand, wave it around just enough to where it's unnoticeable, and cast minor illusion to make it look like Jubilee just farted.
A very visible fart?
A very loud fart. Because I can make it a sound anywhere between audibly a whisper or a scream, and I'm going for the higher range.
Play the fart reverb. very mature.
Oh,
in this,
we're
in this
45
adventuring
minutes in
party.
and we've already made a fart joke. Yeah, let's go.
Honestly, not soon
Convo.
enough. Not soon enough.
Very funny. Kliff,
I don't know
very
what you
funny
mean,
indeed.
but seriously, maybe you should lay off some of those beans in the cart.
No.
This isn't one of your hot air balloons.
Yes, I know, hence my discomfort.
I don't see why you are discomforted. You can never have so much pleasantries on an airship. You'd be weighted too down. You would have to throw more staff overboard.
That's why we just carry the essentials. You never get an invitation.
I would never want one. So much more relaxing here. Look, we have music, we have a band playing, we have so much different types of food. We even have a chef in one of the carts. Could never have that on an airship.
Yes, all these grotesque frivolities. But I suppose I'll enjoy myself a little bit. She will take one of the macaroons that is the most intact and take her little napkin under the macaroon so she does not drop any crumbs and eats it.
It is structurally as sound as it can be, but it is also quite tasty. Also, I'm just curious, since you are in fact a knight, do you travel with your entourage?
You know, I guess I do technically come with a posse. They're probably not in this car though, if
Okay.
you get my meaning.
they're unworthy of being in such esteemed presences.
Yes.
Yeah, you can message me about your 3 servants at a future point, but
Excellent.
She keeps the horses and the servants in the back.
As you were eating your macaroon, a very well dressed steward enters the car and goes, "We had reports that the desserts had suffered irreparable damage. We will have that fixed for you immediately."
Kliff kind of just rolls his eyes. Yes, of course. Do what you must. Although, I clearly don't see what's so wrong with him. He picks up another ruined one and just tosses it in his mouth. Still tastes fine to me.
Oh, please, Lord Orion, we would never want to see you have to reduce yourself to having substandard, structurally unsound desserts. Please, just don't even think about it. He rushes over and just starts scooping them all into a bag. And he goes, "We will have these burned immediately and have new ones delivered."
Bun?
Yes, they have clearly been damaged. They are unworthy of being in your presence.
I think I can be the judge of that. Yeah, leave it here.
We can bring you newer, better ones.
I'd hate to be a waste.
Oh, goodness, you're making such a fuss out of nothing. Just serve them to the next car.
I don't know if they would be, capable of enjoying such delicacies that have already been in the presence of such greatness.
Oh, please, they just got his saliva on it a little bit.
And wonderful saliva it is, Lord.
Kliff is just sitting there with like a kind of a half smirking, half annoyed face. Well, obviously, since I am so great, then they would be so amazingly treated in the next cart over.
So Lord, do you want me to put them back on your table, or would you like me to take them to the cart?
I'll go ahead and take them, thank you.
He proceeds to carefully lift handfuls of macaroons out of this dimensional space and put them back in front of you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like me to do to ensure that your stay aboard the train is more enjoyable for the next few hours?
I think I can find something to do that. Thank you, though.
Yes, my Lord Dorian. Always happy to be of service.
And as he starts walking away, I'm going to cast another illusion. This one, I pull out my wand and shake it again. Cast Silent Image. For as he's walking away, it looks like he has a large stick up his butt.
He does not notice.
Honestly, Kliff, you have not matured since I knew you at 5 years old.
Well, what do you want from me? I'm finally getting out of that household of mine, and I want to actually experience the world and not have every single thing handed to me like it has been. I'm looking for new experiences, not someone to clean up every single bit of my mess.
So your solution is to put metaphorical sticks up their butts?
That makes me laugh. Perhaps you should lighten up a bit. Oh, come on. Don't you think it is at least a little bit stuffy in here with all this high class? What do you say, you and I sneak back to some of the rear cots and play around with some of the more common folk? How, that sounds like fun, does it not?
See, now I know you're just joshing.
I'm serious. Come on, you can't be as stuffy as the rest of these people. I know you'd like to joke around every now and then. Besides, I wanted to give you a bit more superiority of yours to actually see some more of the common people. If nothing else, perhaps we may see the people we're supposed to be working with. I believe they were supposed to join in the previous station.
Only superiority I feel is the pride for the house for which I am employed, and I can do plenty of that. I'm working on the clock. For now, and she just sits back in her chair, gets a little more comfy, makes a show of crossing her legs. I am quite at ease.
Fine, suit yourself. But I'm going to have fun. You can either join me, or you can stay up here and be bored by them playing the same tune over and over again.
It's the BGM.
Is it just me, or is there a loop in here?
Kliff is going to get up and start to slowly make his way towards the back end of the cart, and whenever he needs to, he'll, when no one's looking, try and cast, what's the spell again? You know the spell. Disguise Self.
Okay.
In order to try and sneak into the back.
Jubilee is going to stubbornly wait a while until Kliff is gone and tend like she is well occupied, totally okay with this, but within like 5 minutes of Kliff being absent, she is visibly bored, and so just with a huff, she gets up and follows.
All right, as Kliff leaves the cart, the servant is standing ready at attention right outside of the car, and seeing this stranger depart, it goes, I don't believe that you were one of the listed people in the first class car. Could you please tell me who you are? Show me your ticket, please.
Oh, my apologies. I got just all kinds of tangled up. Do you mind if I just go ahead and go back to the previous court where I'm supposed to be? Thank you. Bye.
Sir.
Just walk right past him.
He struggles impotently to catch you, and then promptly gives up and goes in to check before Jubilee leaves. He goes in to check to see if Kliff has been accosted in any way, and sees Kliff's not there, assumes he's in the bathroom, and kind of goes, my apologies for my intrusion. Miss, I will be, I'll be right outside if you need me. And with that, Kliff, you are in business class. And you got a few minutes of looking around before a tiefling will follow you.
The disguise I have on right now is similar to what Kliff already looks like, but with a bit more extra blemishes on his cheeks and a bit more darker colored hair and different colored clothing. As he starts to walk around and just see all the different people he can find. Just see who looks interesting, who pops out to him.
So one of the things you notice is that business class at the RDev to Graywall portion of the trip, most of the people here are, they're almost entirely merchants, going to Graywall. When you guys got onto the train, you did see that there were a lot of armed people getting into the economy and stowage class portions of the train itself. A lot of them looked to be ex-soldiers who were loading up, and they were talking to some of these merchants as the merchants proceeded to go to the business class. So you see them just kind of talking, and there's a bit of discussion that you can make a perception check to decipher.
Oh, okay. Boop.
Bloop.
17.
Okay.
We're getting good rolls.
You say this now. Yeah, the merchants seem to be talking about there is a Graywall is becoming very dangerous for the international community. This is something you're all kind of aware about because was hinted at for the preliminary synopsis for your contract, was that you were going to Graywall in order to assist House Thrashk with a investigation. But people are talking about how it's becoming very dangerous to operate in the international enclave in Graywall because of those damn monsters are apparently braying for human blood, and so they've been made sure to bring in a lot of mercenaries and stuff to secure their assets in case things go wrong, and to hopefully push out the natives until the Brailish military can finally respond in force. So that's kind of like the overall talk of a lot of these merchants. None of them seem particularly interesting, though. There are a pair of people that I would almost classify as catnapping. Who you are aware of. You do have their HR dossiers, and you can recognize them as people identified as Cess and Page.
Do I see the large amount of food on their
Yes.
table? All right, I'm going to walk over to them. You said they're asleep, or they are...
They're catnapping, so it's however alert they want to respond.
Our door would be closed, right?
Sure. So you can see you through the window then.
Yeah, because I'd imagine we would want to take a cat nap with the door wide open on a train.
I don't know, you're poor.
Hey, just because we're poor doesn't mean we don't
That's the excuse for everything. It's like it's whatever you're for.
They're so poor. They can't
You're
even open the door.
so poor.
We have locks. We don't live in a safe part of town. We need them.
You just put a cinder block in front of the door and hope no one is strong enough to move it.
Only Cess can move it. That's the safety.
I'll go ahead and go up to the door and just go,
Always on alert. Huh? Yes?
Oh, it might be the attendant lady again. I get up like wiping crumbs. I'm trying to like get the crumbs in the center so it's easier to clean, but like it's still everywhere. It's like hold on, Paige. Get your glasses on. I'll take a look at this.
Wait, where are they again? I can't. Did they fall down?
Please don't pull a Velma from our favorite childhood book. And I grab the glasses off the ground and put it on her face for her.
Oh, thank you.
All right, let me get the door and I open it. You're not my attendant.
I immediately poke my head in and drop the disguise self just on my head, as I hold up the bag of macaroons that I have. Can I offer you some macaroons in these trying times?
Hold on, I stare at the macarons, whatever they are. I look back at the pile of like all the charcuterie board. Is there a good chance we've tried these already?
You've had macaroons before, but these, despite the fact that they all seem to be a little smushed at this point, they look to be made of your cat senses are tingling, and they appear to be made of probably more exquisite scents and flavors than the ones you had. These are artisanal, handcrafted.
I don't know. Our parents raised us not to accept random gifts from strangers, especially one whose head suddenly changed shape.
I'm not a random stranger. Have you not seen the paperwork? We're going to be working together.
I look back at Paige the moment he mentions paperwork.
She finally has her glasses on, like, oh, it's you. Oh,
It is I.
yes, Sess, you know who this is, right? I reminded you to check the paperwork before you left.
This is Pinky, right? I'm
One of the
still
two
trying to
Pinks.
get names down.
Although
was-
I'd rather go by Kliff.
Yes, Kliff, that's right. It's so nice to meet you. She'll kind of stumble from the chair, kind of wipe the drool or whatever remaining food she has on her face. Kind of walk over to the door to greet him.
I'll go ahead and hold my hand out for her to shake. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine. Hello, she'll go in to shake the hand.
Now, might I come in?
She'll kind of do a second glance over make sure they didn't throw the suitcases or...
The suitcases are up top, don't worry.
Okay.
Nothing's been stolen. I don't think this is the kind of place where stealing happens.
Oh, please, I would only steal from... You know what, ignore that. May I come in?
Of course, yeah. Sit anywhere you'd like. I mean, it's kind of...
Hold on, real quick. You're gonna have to explain the different head thing. What are you, some kind of changeling?
Oh, please, don't be ridiculous. I pull out my magic wand. I'm an illusionist. Much different.
Is that allowed on the train? Are you allowed to cast spells?
Well, you get certain privileges when, you're rich.
When you're not poor.
Naturally. I make some room, but I'm sitting next to my sister and making sure this man sits opposite from us. This strange macaroon offering man.
Scoots,
Besides-
subconsciously scoots closer to her.
And besides, it's only wrong if you get caught. And he goes ahead and he sits down and tosses the macaroons on the table for you guys to partake if you wish. Forgive my strange appearance. I was very curious and I couldn't just wait until the next session.
No, it's all right. I'm glad you came to us. But there was another person on the list, right? Are they with you too, or are we meeting with them at the next stop?
Well, that will be completely up to them, honestly. They are a bit... What's a polite word for complete classist?
And as you say that, Jubilee.
Speak of the devil.
But you get it because she's a tiefling?
Da 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 da.
Been here all night, folks. So can I see where Kliff went? So I'm just going to be... I'm not even going to do a quick scan. I am just going to walk through the aisle and, like, actually look through each window.
Most
Like, bodyguard mode engaged. I am searching for my quarry.
most people who are used to being on a train have the little curtains pulled in front of their windows if they have the door closed. But you do get to very distinctly, as you approach one that had that has an open door, do get to hear the word, "Oh, she's classless."
Oh, I hear that obnoxious voice, and I just open the door. I'm like, what are you saying now?
Oh, here she is, and I wave my wand, and as if there was an actual still window pane in front of her, a minor illusion mustache suddenly appears, with a little goatee and funky, large, too big for her glasses.
That's what you all see.
Because I don't want to trouble the attendant, Sess gets up and uses the curtain as sort of like a washcloth to try to rub away the illusion. Like, the same way, like, some animals don't understand that a window isn't a window, you know?
Yeah. Jubilee, you have a cloth in your face.
Oh my goodness, what? Say, please, take your hands off of me.
Oh, no, I said I was wiping the window, because you're...
I thought it because it was as if there was a window as he was putting it in front of Jubilee.
Yeah, it's right in front of her.
Oh, my bad. Okay, then yeah, I'm going up to, like, let's say, listen, I don't understand what he did, but there's some weird magic ink on your face. It wasn't an attempt to hurt you or harass you.
Yes. I know who y'all are. Okay, yeah. If you are going to be affiliated with this young trickster here, you better get used to him messing with you. Like this. He's quite mature.
I've never actually seen illusionary magic used like that. It's very impressive. I mean, what he did to you...
No, please, ma'am, do not encourage his behavior.
Oh, I can show you much bigger tricks if you wish.
No.
I don't like the sound of that. Page, don't listen to this man.
He's a gremlin.
Right, okay.
I like cover Page's ears as he says bigger tricks. How dare you?
Just gives a smirk.
Her eyes full of knowledge is sparkling.
Forbidden lore.
Well, wait. So you're affiliated with him too. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I'm not so good with those. I don't want to just call you Red.
Yes, please don't do that. My name is Jubilee Ravamont. I am affiliated with the House Lyrandar. Oh, I believe you remember that.
I like that name. It rolls off the tongue pretty nice. Jubilee. Come on,
Thank you.
then,
I
take a
always
seat.
thought so too. I will take a seat, but notice the only one is next to Kliff, and the face visibly like sours a little bit. Just sits down next to Kliff, arms crossed. Oh.
Wait, real quick. Are there throw pillows on the beds or whatever the couches?
Sure.
Yeah, I toss a throw pillow to Jubilee to put it as like a little border between her and Kliff.
Also,
so thoughtful.
Paige, you know who House Lyrander is. They're the dragon-marked house that is in charge of airships, and also naval vessels, but that's not nearly as spectacular as airships, so...
Right. Wow. The airships, right? That's so impressive. Your family does a lot of great work. I'm a big fan.
Oh, well, Kliff?
What?
You have something
All I'm
you
saying
want to say?
is, yes, the fact that airships are nothing but obsolete toys for the rich to play with, whereas the real money and the real future comes in trains.
Posh.
Sess is gonna raise a finger real quick. Now, I ain't like a learned lady, but you just complain about the rich playing, but here you are playing with macarons.
Little hypocritical, isn't he?
No, I'm just confused. I just wanted to like make sure. I'm trying to follow the conversation. You know, I don't want to say anything offensive until I know I have to be offensive. You know.
Oh yeah, you see this pretty boy here? Yeah, total daddy's boy. Silver spoon in the mouth the instant he was
I'm so
born.
delighted.
She just purses her lips again.
Meow.
In case you don't know, I am of the Orange family. Kliff the Orange is my full name.
Wait,
my family runs
the
these
Orange?
trains here. That's right.
Oh, gosh, that is exciting. I had no idea that the family of the airships and the family of the trains were together as a couple. That's wonderful.
No.
She's already pink, but like if she could go like a darker shade of magenta, she probably would be.
No, that would.
No, darling. I don't know where you got your wires crossed, but that is not what is happening.
I had no idea we were a couple. Perhaps we could tell those princesses you got every day. I'm sure they would delight in the news.
Oh, God, no, we are not starting that conversation again. No, honey,
I'm so sorry.
We are not a couple.
Just the novels that I read, and I'm so sorry. I did not need to assume.
We had the whole conversation since, sis. 2-pence stories do not happen in real life.
Right.
All right.
I know. It's so weird to see it played out like this.
Listen. I know it's freaking me out too, but play along with it. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, maybe don't push for it. Don't be uncomfortable.
Right. Got it. Okay. I'm sorry.
I am at least glad to see that you've actually decided to come back here rather than stay up in that stuffy first-class cart.
Yeah, well, it had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you were absent. It's just, I knew you were going to cause some sort of mischief, some sort of trouble. So naturally, I had to come find you before you could even think to do something utterly ridiculous.
Only if it was completely hilarious. Sorry, actually, you were saying
Oh,
something.
just like Jubilee's a Zundere? What?
It's not like I like you, Baka.
Baka.
But yes, I am Kliff and to prove it, I go ahead and lower my shirt collar to show my front, the bare chest of my front, just enough so you can actually see the house crest embedded on my skin.
Sick looking tat you got there.
Quite. You go ahead and put your shirt back up in place and buttons it back in place.
Oh,
That is how most people know we are from that house.
That's very fascinating. Do you have a tattoo as well, Jubilee, Miss Jubilee?
Wait, hold on, sis. Don't go asking that. His tat was on his chest. What do you think her tat could be?
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry!
No, darling, no, you're all right. No, not exactly. You see, while we are affiliated with a sponsor's house, they are just that. They are sponsors. So we have a very, very tight-knit business relationship, but I'm a household.
So, no tats.
One that I'm willing to share with you.
Oh.
Noted.
I've seen them. They're not that great.
Oh.
Are you sure y'all ain't dating? I was kind of watching out for my sis, but that comment was
Just some childhood friends that...
Oh, please ignore him.
Oh, wait, no, Paige, listen, whispers to her the childhood friends in the book that never works out.
Oh,
Don't worry.
You're right. You're right. It never does.
So, we've already told you some bit about us. Please, tell us more about yourselves. I am quite curious.
About us? You wanna know about us?
Yes. Two shifters coming into the train, going business class to do this great mission that we are about to go on. I am so curious.
Hold on, before my sister tells you an interesting story about herself, when you say shifters, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that we're shifters or that we're shifters?
I have no idea what you mean by those two different things. They sound the exact same to me.
I look at Jubilee to see if maybe she caught on.
It's a non-offensive version of the terminology. Not as though you are shifty shifters, just that you are in fact.
Hold on. Is Maribelle lagging out for anyone else, or is that
Yeah,
just
she's
me?
Yeah, they're
cutting
lagging out a
a
bit
little
for
bit.
me on the mic. Yeah.
Alright.
It might be your mic, like noise gate or something.
Oh no!
We're not saying you're shifty. We're just saying you are of the
It's being
shifter
bad.
race.
Okay, just making sure, because one of the Orion employees, they kind of gave us a hard time.
Correct.
So,
Is that? What were their names? Did you seem to catch it?
I don't know if they gave us their names, did they?
oh no, they didn't, sis. No, they didn't. They're as soon as I thought about looking at the badge number, the supervisor swooped on in and escorted us to business class.
Good, at least. Previous station, right?
The one in
I can see
Sham.
about making that call and making sure some people are a bit more nicer. Trains are meant for everyone, not for the excluded. Last thing we want is running people away from them.
I mean, it feels kind of like the norm. It really was no big deal. Really, you don't have to make any calls. We're just
Oh, no.
really...
Well, it shouldn't be the norm. That's the problem. If we wish to change, then we have to make sure the people change with it. Don't you think?
Not many people talk like you, unfortunately.
Well, as you can tell from Jubilee, I tend to be quite different from most other nobles.
Well, we haven't really met a lot of nobles. You probably one of the first, so it's a good start. It's a really good impression.
Hopefully it stays that way.
I'm sure, especially if we're supposed to be traveling with each other.
Oh, I'm excited in that case. So please, let's see. I know one of you named is Paige and one of you names is Sess. Is that correct?
Yes.
Who was who?
Take a wild guess. Which of the two would be named Paige?
Well, my guess would be the lady over here with the glasses and book.
Is he right, sis?
That hypothesis is correct.
Oh, huzzah! I must be a genius.
Yes, and that means that this is my sister Sess.
Lovely to meet you. I quite love your outfit. Very punctual.
Thank you. It's designer brand Sean, and like you got like I'm pretty sure Kliff and Jubilee can tell that this is like thrifted or knocked off, but like these are designer coterie brands. Sean quality guaranteed. Pulls out her fucking shades, slaps them on.
Excellent. So, tell me, what is it like where you are? Where do you come from? I'm curious. Goes ahead and takes one of the macaroons on the table and starts to nibble at it.
Ooh, you want to know about that?
I hope I'm not hitting on a sore subject.
Well, if you're just asking about Sean, you've been there before, right? It's like the place to be for folk like you.
I'm afraid not. I grew up in one place and one place only, and what little traveling I did, it was during the war as a messenger. Not really a time for tourism.
Ladies and Lord Deorian, I would just like to tell you that we are rapidly approaching the gray walls. So if you could look out your window, you will have the opportunity to see the walls that are the namesake of the city. And we should be arriving at the station shortly. Thank you so much for riding with us. It's your waitress from before.
Well, I guess we'll have to hold on to the hometown stories till later.
Oh, what a
But,
shame.
If you're more concerned with our credibility, I hit good, she cast good.
Casta?
Yeah,
Not the fishing kind, before I get you confused.
yeah. I've tried. I'm not that great.
Oh, please don't be modest. So, what type of caster are you exactly?
Oh, well, recently I've been specializing in time magic, actually.
Time magic. Oh, that is a new field. You are a pioneer in your own field, then.
I'd like to think so. You know, it seemed really interesting, and I see the benefits of it. I thought it would be nice to try. You know.
I would offer to go compare notes, and he pulls out his own little spell book. But I doubt in that case you are quite interested in illusion magic if you are more into bending the time itself.
Oh, no, I'm still very interested. I'd love to learn as much as possible, and you seem quite knowledgeable in your field.
Oh yes, I am a master illusionist, at least I like to think so. If not, then... well, that's part of the illusion, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. I'd love to exchange notes sometime.
Make sure that's all you're exchanging.
What? Sure.
Didn't like how he said those things to you. That's gotta be sure.
Please forgive her. She means well.
No, I understand. After all, I am the man of my own dreams. If it makes you too uncomfortable, you are free to join us. Perhaps we can, I'll have a few drinks while we do so. Can't be any harm in that.
Obviously, Jubilee can't talk right now, but Sess is staring at her as, please don't leave us alone with this strange man.
You notice that your shades are getting extra shady, as it appears that there is a large shadow that is falling over the train, basically, which is weird because it was the middle of the day when you were approaching to Graywall. So, but you notice that now it's getting real dark in here. And actually, some of the light mage lighting within the train car actually tick on.
It appears we've hit one of the tunnels.
Wait, this thing goes underground?
Oh, it can sometimes.
You are not, in fact, actually under a tunnel. As you look out the window, you see an
we are under the
enormous
shadow of the
stone
wall. Yeah. We either go through a small tunnel in order to get through the wall.
Yeah, there is an archway as you enter the wall. It appears to be probably about 60 feet high, surrounding this city. The only thing that is above the wall appears to be the tip of some kind of castle spire. And as you look at the wall itself, you see that there are all manner of critters on it. There's some gargoyles resting on it. You see some harpies flying about. You even see a wyvern or two, screeching as they fly across the cityscape.
Chirping at the window, seeing things fly.
And as you finally feel the electric humming begin to settle down, the waitress goes, "We'll be arriving in just a few moments. Please gather together your belongings, and I will hope you have a safe trip to wherever is your final destination. Thank you all so much for traveling aboard the House Orion Lightning Rail." And she does a special curtsy specifically to Kliff.
Was the half-elf attendant who was also there
Yes.
for me and Paige. I'm gonna look at Kliff and said, so like your family can do things, right? Like you offered to tell the Shan station to be less racist.
Yes, pretty much.
Could you that lady was nice to us. Could you just make sure she gets like a bonus or something?
Well, I can certainly see about it. It's so hard to tell who is actually nice and who is not when you know, everyone's trying to kiss your ass.
He just slowly trying to put some of the leftover food in a bag.
Oh yeah, we definitely snuck a few extra pieces
Kitty
into
bag,
our
if you will.
purses. Into our bags.
Nonchalantly while they're talking, just kind of taking fistfuls.
Oh, there's no shame in this activity whatsoever. I am eating some of this on the way to wherever we're going.
Okay, please take a look at it. We can even run to the kitchen before we get off if you want to.
Pocket bacon.
Nah, I don't wanna spend too much time on this train, you know? Don't wanna get too attached now.
Well, stay friends with me and you can ride whenever you wish. There are some
good.
perks to your great aunt owning basically every single train.
Maybe we can try one of those airships too that Jubilee mentioned, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
This Kliff's look just sour, so I mentioned that. I'm so sorry.
Airships.
More,
How cringe.
the smirk is still there. You just go like, yes, if she can pull the connections.
I thought you were based. Turns out you were cringe.
Trains, airships, I don't care. I just want to get out of the gutters.
And with that, the train comes to a complete halt. The electric whir.
Speaking of connections, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you now.
Welcome back, Jubilee.
Your
V2
camera is
camera
just
also
like
on.
Yeah, it's just like all
It's green.
green with a little line in there.
I think you joined as a video call, while everybody else is a voice call.
Weird.
You should be
No
able to turn that
pressure.
off if you want to.
Yeah,
Chat
so
only sees
I did turn it off.
interesting. That's just weird then. Oh,
As
well.
long as you can talk, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, the train stops. The doors begin to open, and you hear the rambunctious sounds of all manner of noises, languages, and critters all resounding at once as the train stops and things start approaching it. You also start feeling thunderous vibrations as if some enormous steps were happening as well.
Is this normal?
I would not know for sure.
Yeah, none of you have
But
been
I
to
imagine
Greywall
most
before.
big cities would be like this, yes? Come, that's what the exciting bit is. Exploring new locations and getting in a bit of mischief, huh?
She kind of looks towards Cess, a little
We should
worried.
Probably at least figure our job out first, you know, kind of don't want to have to sleep on the street of some strange town we've never been in, yeah?
If you wish. Come. Let's go ahead and see it is where we're supposed to go.
Where we going exactly again, just to make sure we're all clear on it?
You are to report to the House Tharashk headquarters here in the International Enclave.
Right, so-
Paige, Jubilee, and Kliff all know that House Tharashk is the House of Finding. They are premier investigators and bounty hunters. They are a half-orc human clan.
Well, if we get lost, then they can certainly find us, huh?
They are the House of Finding.
See, Jubilee, I told you going to the previous cot would be a bit more fun. Come on, let us go. We have an entire city to explore.
With that, I assume you all disembark. As you disembark, you are confronted with a veritable horde of people coming to this train. There appears to be packs of gnolls, which are actually herding various animals off of the carts. There is an orc who is shouting orders in Goblin to some ogres who are picking up large crates of materials from the stowage areas. and bringing them down. There are also lots of goblins helping people pick up bags and everything. And all of this, and that's where the thundering steps were, is these massive ogres just lumbering over, grabbing things and moving it around. Everybody is speaking, all of the people that weren't on the train are currently speaking Goblin as they talk to each other. And for those of you who speak Goblin, it's basically just them doing standard Teamster kind of talk. And the orcs appearing to be very pissed off as he's shouting at the ogre to be more careful with some of the crates and everything. And then you also see several dozen heavily armed humanoids and stuff get off the train as well, who appear to be looking with some disdain at these people as they meet up with some merchants. You notice a lot of probably remnants of Brayllish uniforms amongst the mercenaries. So it's probably a bunch of ex-soldiers from Brayland and stuff, and they are going to escort the specific people who are coming off the train, while the various monstrous people are escorting the merchandise, presumably to warehouses and stuff. And you find yourself for everybody who's not from Sharn, the actual international enclave itself, it looks to be just about like any other city you would see anywhere in Cover. It's just very small. It's probably only like the size of DC compared to the rest of the city. And there is classic stone buildings and stuff that then are leading towards what appears to be a much larger set of buildings and stuff in the main city itself, but that is in the distance. You do see a tower with a big eye emblazoned on it, as well as the House Thrashk symbol, as probably the tallest building in the International Enclave, and that's probably where you would go.
Process of elimination definitely helps.
We didn't eliminate anybody, though.
No.
Are we supposed to do that? Because, she drops the luggages and immediately puts on brass knuckles, I'll do it.
No, that's not what I meant. It's a figure of speech. It's okay, because
Oh, you. I like you.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Thank you. I like you, too. You're real nice.
Come, I'll lead the way. As I
Gonna help
head
us
into the building.
Gonna help
Real
suss
quick.
the bags.
I got it. She fucking swings one luggage over her shoulder, the other one just lifted off the ground. Now listen, sister, but you got your sticks, I got mine, alright?
Yeah, but I can help too if you need it.
Yeah, you are helping. I don't know what these houses are. They're just fancy names to me. I don't understand. I don't really care for them, to be honest. They seem like nice people, but these bigger wood stuff, so I'm counting on you to handle that, okay?
I'll do my best.
Once you leave the train station itself, all of the gnolls and goblins and whatnot are no longer around. It's more of traditional humanoids, mostly humans with some dwarves and half-elves and some halflings and gnomes walking around. Not too many full-blooded elves this far out. And you will occasionally see the armed and armored figures wearing the House Thrashk heraldic badge on their chests, who are mostly humans and half-orcs, and they seem to be just doing police patrolling kind of thing. They all appear to be very tired, but they are continuing to walk through the city.
And how far away did you say the house was?
It's probably just a couple 100 feet away from the train station.
Oh, okay.
Little jaunt, walk by some pickpockets, avoid the tourist traps. What time of day is it?
At this point, the sun is shining into the city, so it is still brightly illuminated, even if it does feel a bit lantern-like because of the wall. But it's probably about 2-3 o'clock.
Meanwhile, while Cess is trying to avoid all the tourist traps and be to herself, Kliff is the exact opposite, where he's just in awe, like looking up at all like the different buildings as he's walking past people. He's like saying hello, like how are you? He goes over to like the big, like beautiful buildings with the big windows and all like the cool stuff inside, and he's like, "Oh man, look at all this!" And he just has his arms open wide. He just looks over at Jubilee. He's like, "Look at this! Isn't this amazing?"
It's nice. Yeah. I'm glad that you are so excited.
Oh, come on. Can't you get a little bit excited? This is where the real people are.
Did he just say that?
As if you and I are not real people?
Well, you know what I mean. You know, people that don't fake it to gain your pleasure. People that don't even know who you are. People just look at you and they think you're just another normal person. Isn't that fun?
Darling, I think you've been hanging around with the wrong crowd. That's what I'm thinking.
I think you're getting too used to having a butler at your every given call.
Oh, baby.
You don't get to know the world that way.
Yes. Well, you do tend to run your butlers out. A lot of them tend to have literal and metaphorical sticks up their asses.
As you say that,
maybe they
a human looks at you very, very disgustedly alarmed as he walks past.
See, Jubilee, you're already scaring them.
What? Me?
You're the one cussing.
You're the one who...
I'm gonna grab Kliff's shoulder real quick and I say, "Hold on there, lover boy. You're about to step into a dung pile. Listen, you can be excited and all that, but this is a new place. If you want to check out the best spots, you gotta look at the best spots. Let's deal with the business first, and then we can, I don't know, we'll probably have free time to run around, get used to this place, yeah?"
Excited to look.
Yeah.
But you are right. Let us go conclude the business of the houses, and then we can do what we need to.
As you proceed deeper into the enclave, some of the places that stand out is most of this appears to be catering towards merchants and the people who facilitate merchants. And there is a small temple to the sovereign host, as well as a very small fortress chapel to the Silver Flame inside of the town. And as you guys go towards the tower of House Thrash, you notice that there are various small buildings for several of the dragon-marked houses. Most prominently, there is a Gold Dragon Inn for everybody's favorite halflings of hospitality. There is the House Orion facility, which is actually near the train station, because, obviously that's helping facilitate that. And there does not appear to be any other major buildings aside from those belonging to the houses.
I'm sorry for I'm taking notes. What was the tavern called? The
Gold Dragon Inn.
Gold Dragon.
You know that Gold Dragon Inns are basically like the Hyatt Regency of Eberron. They're a very high-end hotel that's run by one of the dragon-marked houses, which is basically if you know something is supported by this house, you know it has a great seal of approval. The house is all halflings who run things, and specifically Gold Dragon Inns are very high-end. You've never been in one, but you hear that rich people go into them, and it's like a whole other world of pampering and service.
The 4 Seasons Inn. Excellent.
Fancy, very fancy. Very, very nervous.
There's nothing to be nervous about.
Wait, we're going in there?
No, not yet at least.
Oh, okay,
We'll
just
probably
making
do
sure
that
I
to
was
stay in
aware.
the night. But for now, we still got to go to our business meeting, as you like to put it. Afterwards, we can go back to the Gold Dragon Inn, and I hear there's even, like, hot towels in every room. You'll love them.
So as you approach the House Thrash facility itself, you notice that there is a lot more of the coming and goings of those armored guards who are very worn out. Their armor appears to be kind of dirty, and their appearance is a little slovenly and unkempt, and they appear to be leaving the tower itself and going outwards and trying to particularly go monitor the lightning rail station, because it seems to be the only main interlinking point between Graywall itself and the International Enclave. So
Looks as if they just got out of another war.
but you can freely enter the building itself.
I'll go ahead and lead the way in.
Okay. As you go inside of the building, the first thing you notice is that it has somewhat of an open floor plan, aside from what appears to be a central receptionist desk. There is a lot of those guards, but they're wearing more of like a casual uniform, and some of them are just like sleeping in their chairs. Others are like frantically typing up reports and messages. There appears to be an overall air of, frantic overwork right now. Behind the receptionist desk is probably what appears to be a young half-orc male. The best way I can describe it is he's kind of twinky for a half-orc.
Got it.
He's got he's probably like 19, 20. He's wearing what is a button-down shirt that has the House Thrash badge on its breast. He's got an undercut with black hair in a half mohawk, and he's wearing a pair of spectacles as he looks up to you guys, smiling. His tusks are they're much less pronounced than probably what you would think. He may be a bit more human than half-orc percentages, but he is smiling and goes, welcome to House Thrash. How can we be of service? I apologize for how frantic things seem to be around here. We are at a very busy time. How exactly can we help you? Does this have to do with anything relating to our partners in the city abroad? Does it have to deal with any local crimes? Please let us know your need.
Greetings. My name is Kliff de Oren. This is Jubilee. That over there is Paige and Cess. We actually came here for a meeting of sorts. We were hired to do for a job.
Oh, you're the contractors.
Exactly.
Yes, just give me one moment to log your presence. He moves over to a series of runic keys in front of a scrying screen as he types away. And just magical runes start appearing across the screen and pictures of you guys as well. And then he types a little bit more and goes,
Let's get that handsome fellow on your screen. You must be looking at that all day.
The half-orc gives you a smile, a very neat shiny white smile, which is interesting because he appears to be very clean and calm while everyone else around him is crazy. It might be because he's not actually calm.
I love your smile, my friend. I love your smile. It is so white and perfect. You must gain many looks from it.
Oh, thank you. I don't hear that much.
Oh, I'm sure you're just being modest.
You can go see Chief Inspector Kranzahar. She's up at the one of the higher levels of the tower. I will tell you, please be sure to knock before entering her office.
Oh, but of course, we are not ruffians. We will be sure to be polite when we enter.
Okay. Do you guys start going up?
Yeah. Am I carrying? I'm gonna look at the receptionist. Go. We just we gotta carry our stuff up too. Do we leave it down here?
Oh, if you still have your things, you can leave them with me, and I will have them brought over to the Gold Dragon Inn, where you will be lodging upon your acceptance of the contract.
We are staying there.
I look back at Paige. I lower the glasses and I say, "With confidence now, sis. With confidence."
Right. Yes, we would like our things put away, please.
Excellent, miss. I will be sure to have them prepared as soon as I receive the alert that you have accepted the contract. I will have it forwarded over. He gives you a big toothy smile.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Look at the both of you being assertive. You'll have the entire city in your palm by the end of the day.
Yeah. Sess just full on like runaway struts past Kliff towards the way up.
Paige is trying to walk confidently behind her.
They can't smell the pour through a layer of confidence.
They've got style, don't they?
Definitely more than you.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
She's gonna give you a very pointed look. The smile just instantly faded. And without saying anything, she fixes the ruffle of her pink frilled dress under her armor and just walks away towards the two kitty cats.
Oh dear. Looks like I may have stepped a bit too far this time. What the... Let's go ahead and follow them up.
Yeah, so as you guys go to the tower, go deeper into the tower, you pass by... There is literally a guard who is sleeping in the hallway, like, still in his armor and everything, next to the water cooler. And right in front of you is a lev lift. It's basically a levitation elevator. That will take you up to the Chief Inspector's office. You all get to be very close to each other for a moment. I'm sure that Jubilee is ecstatic about this.
I don't think anyone's comfortable of like being in a tight space with a spiked armor barbarian.
And Kliff, who's just a prickly personality. And so you guys take it up to the fourth floor, and there you see a frosted glass door that says Chief Inspector Erlock Kronzahar on the door. It appears to be slightly ajar.
Would it be rude to just go in the... Oh.
I think they warned us not to.
Yeah, Kliff goes ahead and knocks like I did.
It's alright, Paige. He's rich. He can get away with it.
You're right, I forgot. Oh, no, I didn't forget, actually.
As you knock, you hear like a fumbling sound as like papers and stuff fall, and then you hear something flying through the air at a heavy impact next to the door.
Tail floofs.
It's a good thing we didn't open the door.
Do you now open the door?
May we come in?
Yeah. Just come in. Yeah. Who are you?
As I open up the door.
You see that there's a hand axe buried in the wall next to you.
Oh dear. I'm glad that was not my face. But hello, I am Kliff de Oren, and behind me we have Jubilee, Sess, and Paige. We were told to come here?
In this room, you see that there is an armor stand with a suit of full plate with the House Thrashk heraldic iconography on it. There's also what is a large battle axe with the House Thrashk logo on it hanging from a wall, and there is various other weapons in the room, as well as a Charlie Day style conspiracy board against one wall, and just stacks of papers and like miscellaneous things in boxes and bags that have all just kind of scattered around. And in front of a window overlooking the Enclave, you see that there is a a somewhat haggard orc woman who is sitting up from where she was presumably laying like her head against her desk in her chair, and she stands up to her full height, which is about 6'8". She is wearing a slightly stained pencil skirt with a high-collared tunic, which has been open buttoned for a bit with a white blouse underneath. Her hair was probably in a bun at some point, and then it's just like lots of strands and stuff are popping out of it. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. The room smells like stale coffee and cigarettes. And you see several coffee mugs scattered around the place and lots of ashtrays. And she kind of stands up. She's got huge bags under her eyes. And she kind of pulls back some hair that fell in front of her face. And she is absolutely ripped and scarred. And
How wonderfully chaotic this place is.
she looks at you and goes, "All right, all of you come in. All of you come in. Oh, gosh. Thank the host you all finally got here."
Jubilee is just gonna wrench the axe out of the wall and hand it to her, handle pointed towards her, like, "I think you misplaced this."
Thank you. Sorry.
And again, thank you for not touching my face.
Except for, when I haven't been getting much sleep, and, the reflexes kick in, and I apologize. Chief Inspector Erlach Kronzahar. And she extends out her hand to shake you guys. She looks like she used to have very well manicured nails, but they have since been chipped and worn.
If it's trouble with sleep, then I can definitely try and help you out with that in the future. And I go ahead and shake her hand.
She grips you and near crushes your hand as especially because you have 8 strength, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so she is
What the grip you have on you?
Lord Doran, I assume.
Quite. You could tell by my the fact that my soft hand shows I have never worked a day in my life.
At least he's honest.
It's a good thing.
Lady Ravamont. She walks up and shakes your hand.
Ma'am.
You take it a lot better than Kliff does, because you have, I think, like 16 strength.
16, yes.
Yeah, it's a firm, it's a lot more a firm handshake as opposed to a crushing one. And then she looks and goes, you're the new ones. And she looks Sess up and down. Yeah, you'll do. And she extends out her hand, and it's a lot more of like that scene of from Predator of Schwarzenegger and the guy doing the arm lock.
I love your office supplies.
Which ones?
That one, she points at the axe.
That's actually not an office supply. That I brought that from home.
Good decorations?
And she then looks at little Paige, by comparison, because Paige is a much slighter build than Sess. And she actually
Still taller
tries
than me.
to pull back her grip strength against Paige. So it's just mildly crushing as opposed to full crushing.
It's fine. I also have 8 strength.
Yep. She's just trying less hard for you. It's good you all got here. I think I've probably slept, 2 hours today? Maybe 2 hours. Who even knows anymore? What's sleep?
Oh, my dear. Such a beauty like yourself needs that booty rest, don't you think?
Well, we've got things to do, people to find, genocide to avert, the norm.
Excuse me?
Alright, so if you've made it this far, you at least have been selected and if required to actually having a willingness to accept the contract. I will give you the the brief synopsis before you determine if you're going to fully accept, and then I can give you the deeper briefing. So, here's the situation. The city's gone to shit. We exist in a precarious political situation at best with the natives, and there has been a recent spree of kidnappings amongst their people, which have caused a great deal of animosity between them and us, because Captain Venomspite, who's in charge of their organization over there, she seems to think that if it's not them who did it, it has to be one of us. And they think that this is another example of classic Brayllish fucking racism towards them for being who they are. So, I need you all to act as independent contractors, because she doesn't fucking trust us anymore, to go into the city and find wherever the fuck these kids are and get them back. Or at least tell me what happened to them.
I see. It's interesting.
Kids? You said kids?
I can go into more detail about that post-contract, but it's 100 gold if you guys manage to give me information about what happened. I'll throw it another 100 if you actually manage to get the victims and bring them home safe, or at least bring back their bodies.
Do you have a location of the disappearances?
Are you willing to take the contract?
Yes.
Of course.
We should talk about it, but yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think we're all on agreement already. If there are kids in danger, then we must do something.
Excellent. She snaps her fingers, and 4 contracts appear in her hands. And she hands them to each of you and goes, It's a standard directorate independent contractorship. It has our full example of humanoid resource policies. We will not be covering any leave, but we do cover incidentals, as well as room and board during the duration of the investigation.
Oh man, pushing up glasses. It's time to read the entire contract.
The same for Kliff. He's pretty sure everything's on the up and up, but he's going to read everything just in case, just like his father told him.
I just hand. Oh, good.
No, she's gonna give you the highlights, though.
Okay. Yeah.
It is standard boilerplate. Basically, they are not liable for anything that happens to you while you guys are doing this. It explains your compensation, explains that the United Houses Directorate is an equal opportunity employer and will not discriminate based on number of limbs and or sentient status. And it also contains the terms of what you're supposed to do in the contract, and it has the language that while you have signed the contract, it is a functional GS until the contract has been terminated by both parties.
How late in the day is it right now?
It's maybe 3:30.
Okay. I'd see nothing wrong. I say we can go ahead and sign this, and will you be willing to give us all the information you have so far on it?
Alright. Assuming everyone signs.
Yeah, looks fine to me. It's
Signing in the curliest, girliest middle school font signature.
Yes!
Little heart above the eye.
Yeah.
Says signs in like this really blocky, like sort of like elementary school kid style name, and then just draws a little cat at the end of it.
Once you guys have signed, your signatures light up with magical energy, and you all feel just a little shiver run up your spines. And,
That is certainly a new sensation.
and then the contracts disappear. They fold it upon themselves and disappear. And
Anyone else feel that?
Yes, that I think was our souls being condemned by these contracts.
It's a
He does
standard
like little
PS
like
contract.
finger wiggle as he says it.
I mean, I mean, like, I'm not straight, but why do we have to sign a gay ass contract?
No. She pushes up her glasses like embarrassed.
She looks real lovely. Goes, you want to play with big boy money, you got to play with the big boy contracts.
Gotcha,
She
gotcha.
folds her hands across her chest, and now you guys each have in your handouts, you have a quest brief. It says, Quest 1, Forlorn Hope. So she goes, so here's the situation. We've had 4 disappearances over the last week. It started off with a harpy lounge singer a week ago. That's not something anybody would have actually cared about by itself. But then 2 days later, one of the local aristocracy's daughter, a Lamia, went missing during a festival to one of their dark gods. And her mother is raising all hell in the city to get her back. And then we come to the creme de la creme of why this has become such a pressing issue, which is that 2 of the last disappearances 2 days after the Lamia was a dryad and a fairy dragon whelp. The problem is the dryad's hearth tree was cut down. Thus, she has been severed from it, and if she is not able to reattune to a new tree, she'll die. And so we have been implored upon us by Captain Venomspite that this is of utmost concern, and we've been given 3 days to find these kids, or she and all of Graywall are going to come in here, and there will be blood.
Do you know the locations of these kidnappings?
Yes, and she looks onto her desk and throws some papers onto the ground. There's a bag with a hand crossbow in it that says evidence, and she tosses that to the ground. And she grabs a stack of papers and hands them to you guys. Goes, these are the arcanoforensics reports that my team was able to gather from each of the sites. It also contains the known testimony of the witnesses that we interviewed. Use it for what it's worth. We weren't able to find anything that could actually lead to these, but we've now been spread thin trying to actually keep this fucking place together and keep these merchants from trying to get every swinging dick with a sword in Braylon to come kill a monster.
Do you mind if we keep the evidence, or do you need it?
Yeah, you can take those reports. They're copies.
Okay, thank you.
But the actual evidence, like that hand crossbow?
Unrelated. That's a different case. That's something that's been put into the pending my giving a fuck once this is done.
Noted. More things. Anything else you need to? And this is just the player asking.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't actually list the locations, right? Because
She could tell you them, but it's in the reports. So the 3 locations.
Monster Tavern Inn.
The inn.
Seen at public revel celebrating in one of the dark 6 holy days. And Glitter and Jasmine. Abducted seamlessly simultaneously from the Fallon's Grove within the city.
I just wanted to make sure if there was more than what was there or not.
Yeah, so she'll give you she'll answer any questions you have, but basically the synopses of your victims are Larissa Stormtalon is a harpy lounge singer who is the only adult out of the 4 people that have been taken. She was last seen leaving her tavern that she usually would perform at, called the Bloody Cairn. She disappeared after the end of her shift. Nobody knows what happened. That was the first disappearance. 2 days later, at one of the public squares, which will be indicated on like a map they give you in Graywall itself, there was a festival to the Dark Six, which are which for everybody here coming from civilized world, the Dark Six is generally frowned upon for worship because they're generally viewed to be evil. Sess and Paige know, growing up in the lower towers of Sharn, it's actually a pretty popular religion amongst the shifters and changelings and goblinoids and stuff who reside there, where there's a lot of people who view it as kind of truer to nature for a lot of them. without being whitewashed by the various traditional humanoids. And there
You're
are
talking about the Dark Six, right? Sorry, just to be clear.
what?
Which religion are you talking about again?
The
Just to be
Dark
clear,
Six.
I'm sorry.
The Dark Six.
Yeah, could you make
The Dark Six are the quote unquote like evil half of the sovereign host, which are like the traditional good gods of the setting. But no gods are actually evil or good. It's just kind of they're. Some people believe the Dark Six is just a yin yang of the sovereign host and don't consider either to be good or evil. But there was a festival there because it's one of the most important religions in Graywall, and Cleotrixia, who's the Lamia, she was separated from her mother, who's Cryotrixia, who is one of the main aristocrats in town, and was disappeared amidst the crowd during the ceremony. And that was 5 days ago. And then Glitter and Jasmine. Glitter is the fairy dragon whelp, and Jasmine is the dryad child, or the dryad sapling. And they were in the Thalanis Grove. Her tree was cut down while a fire was started within the grove. And it appeared to, the fire was based on what appeared to be some kind of divine fire, was what the Arcana Forensics determined. But her tree was cut down and the two of them were taken. They were best friends, is what the reports say. And they were taken 3 days ago. There haven't been any disappearances in the last, 2 days. But if somebody does not get Jasmine reattuned to a hearth tree in 3 days, she dies.
So 3 different kidnappings, technically 4, but 2 taken in the same area, all taking place in public areas, all originating around non-humanoids. In the mention of holy fire, tell me, are there any groups in the city that are quite public about their disdain against non-humanoid races?
Well, there's a lot of people who, don't look too favorably upon the residents of Drome and Graywall, just old animosities, a lot of people think it should go back to being a part of Brayland and everything. The Silver Flame used to be much more prejudicial towards people like lycanthropes and their descendants, as she kind of looks over at Sess and Paige, and changelings and whatnot, but the modern church has been pretty proactive in saying that that's a relic of a bigoted past, which they don't advocate for anymore.
Any other groups?
Not that I can think of. I mean, you just got racists and whoever else.
I saw that hand crossbow there. Might I take a look at it? Said it was part of evidence?
It's
Or is that
part
from
of
a
a different
separate
case.
Yeah, it's a separate case.
Okay. Forgive my curiosity.
The Silver Flame sect that resides in Graywall, do they celebrate this holiday called Fathom's Fall or anything similar like that?
I'm not a member of the
Oh.
faith. It's not very big here. You could go talk to the local priestess. Her name's Rainin Yen. She's a hobgoblin.
Rain and Yen.
Yeah, there's not a very big following. She's kind of a bitch, if you ask me, but hobgoblins be like that.
Still, it seems we have a few places where you can go and ask questions. I am most curious indeed. Let's say we go drop our stuff off at the inn, and then, if it's not too late, we can go off to these locations and ask a few questions.
No. We got 3 days to make sure one of these kids don't die. Listen, the receptionist said he'd handle it for us, so I trust him on that. I'd say we get a head start on this case. Besides the, I shouldn't say shifty, but the more shifty aspect of the community comes out at night, yeah?
It would be
I
a good
suppose
time
it's
to
true.
gather information. Yeah.
Well,
I'm inclined to agree.
if you
Very
all-
well.
If
Then
you
it
all
looks like
want
it might
to
be
be able
time-
to leave the enclave itself, she gives you guys each a House Tharashk heraldic badge. She goes, "Put this on you. Guards know that you have my authorization to leave the enclave. Venom Spite's crew will know that, you're permitted as investigating this. Just don't expect too many smiling faces across the wall.
Much appreciated as he holds out the badge and gives her a wink before pinning it on his vest.
Very apparent
Shall we be
rolling of the eyes.
Shall we be off?
Any other questions before you go?
Do you think only some of us need to wear badges? Maybe it could help out with the investigation if, like, I didn't wear one, but, like, I walked around with these three, so, it'll look like I belong with them to the guards, but,
Maybe
Does that
hide
make
it
sense?
underneath their jackets.
Oh, yeah, I could put it in my jacket. Oh, like in those, cop theatricals they sometimes play have the bards play, where they just sort of, and like says, puts the badge inside her jacket and says, flips her jacket and says, freeze, Sean PD,
Yeah, exactly
You're quite
like
into
that.
the theatrics.
or whatever
aren't
the
you?
equivalent is.
Yeah. As you take that, she takes out a cigarette and opens up a mage lighter and just starts lighting up.
As you can tell,
I think
this case is in good hands.
I think it's time we take our leave. Thank you for the information.
May the host guide your steps. We're gonna need every little bit of help here. I don't want these people's blood on my hands, and I definitely don't want those kids' blood on my conscience either.
We'll do
Let's
everything we can.
She nods, and the various scars on her face kind of crinkle with it. And you guys are free to go.
What's closer, the Silver Hand or the Thalin's Grove?
The Chapel of the Silver Flame is in the Foreign Enclave. The Thalanis Grove is actually in main Graywall. All of the disappearing sites were in main Graywall. So you'd have to go across the border from the International Enclave into the city itself, and then from the map that you were given, the Thalanis Grove is probably about maybe a 30-minute walk away from the international portion.
Do you think we should all go talk to this priest, see if there aren't any more violent sects in her flock?
Hold on. Now,
I think if we go in directly and ask her and question her these sorts of things, she might not be inclined to answer.
Oh no, but say if a fellow member of the religion were to walk in.
you're a practitioner of the Silver Flame?
No, but they don't know that. Especially
Listen,
when I can look like whatever I want.
Listen, I don't know if you've had the deal with the Silver Flame types, but we're not exactly popular with them back in Sean, and with dealing with them, going up to them and asking some questions without due cause, even if we're tricking them, is liable to cause issues. I don't want some shadier members of that sect following us around town. At least not until we're sure that's the Silver Flame. And besides, we haven't even looked at the evidence yet. I mean, for all we know, that divine flame could have been casted by a priest of a different sect entirely.
You wish to go to the Thalanis Grove instead, then? So that we may be able to ask questions. Perhaps people saw something before the fire actually took place.
I think
I think it'd be smart to visit the actual scenes themselves and see what we can dig up.
Maybe
Let
we
us
can
be
find
open.
some more evidence.
Wait. The idea I suggested, Jubilee, did you just say that was smart?
Well, sure.
Looks at Paige. I'm taking that one. That is 1 point for my brain.
It was very smart. It was.
Cess gained 1 new brain cell.
Yeah.
Up to 3! Only 2 of them are gay!
Alright, so we should check out that grove.
But we don't necessarily know, or I guess they gave us sort of a general direction because none of us.
They gave
are
you a
really-
map.
Okay.
Yeah, they handed you a map that was provided to them by Captain Venom Spite that has. It highlights the sites of the kidnappings, and it has like rough descriptions of various areas, but they don't go into detail about anything. This map looks like it was given very grudgingly.
Noted.
So you'd see like the public festival area is probably about 20 minutes in one direction. The grove is about 30 minutes on the opposite side, and then the bloody cairn is maybe like 10 minutes outside of the wall.
Then we'll stick to our original plan, right? Start heading that way?
Yeah, I think it'd be smartest to visit the most recent scene first.
I think we should definitely save Cleotrixia for maybe last or tomorrow. Sounds like the most difficult one to follow up on.
Okay. So with that, do you guys wish to enter the main city?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, so you guys get up to the gate, flash your badges. They all nod. The orc twink gives you guys a big smile and wave as you guys leave the tower.
Oh, can I ask his name before we leave?
Sure. My name is Zagrin.
Zagrin, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for all your help.
Thank you so much, Miss Page. I really appreciate that.
Keep that winning smile ready, boy.
He blushes. Word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. So you guys go past the gate, and Graywall itself appears to be significantly less refined than the International Enclave. Like, the streets are not necessarily paved here. The houses appear to be more like wooden structures and stuff. But the streets are bustling with people. There are lots of goblins and orcs and shifters of all kinds of animals. You see, cow shifters, deer shifters, dog shifters, everybody walking around. And they're all just speaking goblin as they talk to each other. And everybody looks at you guys leaving the settlement very intrigued, but most of them just kind of continue on with their lives. But yeah, welcome to Graywall. Kliff is the weirdest looking person here. Everybody looks at Kliff, and many of them with a little bit of disdain.
Smile with that charming smile of mine.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll work every time.
60% of the time it works every time.
I mean, as off-putting as Kliffy here can be, I mean, I gotta admit, he's got away with his words, I wouldn't be surprised if he walked into a bar full of shifters and, made friends with them after a night.
Well, I'm sure that could be the case, but I don't think the words have anything to do with it on account of he can just make himself look like a shifter.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What?
The illusionary magic. I was about to ask that.
Go ahead and wave my wand around and hit myself in the head, only for 2 little pink cat ears to shoot out from my hair.
Mia.
Age's cat ears perk up.
Little pink cat ears.
Oh my god.
I'm just waiting for him to raise a hand like a paw.
Did other people see Kliff do that? Like, are we out in the street right now?
Yeah, if anybody is walking by, they saw it, but... I will say, odd or even, Kliff. Which would you rather have, odd or even?
Even.
Okay. Even. No shifters apparently took offense to what you just did as they walked past.
It's a 50-50.
I mean, if he does the paw thing, Paige might be a little offended, but...
This was kind of confusing. Like, do I want to make that joke, or we...
So, yeah, that's the city itself. At one point, you see Kliff bounce into a merchant, kind of as he's stumbling about.
Okay, hold on, lover boy. We're gonna move as a coordinated group and maybe not cause some trouble.
Just asking directions is all.
We got a map.
Let me go ahead and continue on our way, I'm guessing.
Yep. After about 30 minutes, you cross the city basically past the enormous spired castle in the center of the city, which is made of dark stone as opposed to the gray walls. And it is surrounded by walls and gates unto itself, which are all closed as you walk past. It is noted on the map as the governor's mansion. But you continue across, and after a certain point, the street goes from dirt to you now see an enormous forest, and at the edge of this city. It seems to go against the wall, but that should not be possible for there to be a forest here, especially when the plants are all green and blue and purple.
The little pink cat ears on the top of my head wiggle as I look on at the forest with that little cat smirk. Well, this just got a bit more interesting. I've never seen a forest inside a city before. Shall I go ahead and go and take a look?
You've never seen a park before?
I've seen parks, but not a full-on forest.
I mean, this is just a bigger park, yeah?
Technically, I mean,
that's
not
two
wrong.
for me. That's
you're
two
not
for
right,
me.
but you're not wrong.
That's two for me, though. I'm taking those.
you're doing so good today, sus.
Yeah. Maybe I get to go to college soon.
I'd gladly let you. I'm sure they would gladly let you in.
Get a physical education, you know what I mean?
That athletic sponsorship.
Do you guys wish to enter the woods?
Just general looking around, does the general sense of the vibe, does it seem okay?
It seems verdant. It seems very, very alive. All the people in the area just kind of walk around it. Nobody walks through it. But yeah, there's all manners of weird sounds coming from it. Everything would sound weird to Paige and Sass because most animals do not exist in Sharn.
Right, the ears are going in every which direction.
But there's weird chirps and barks, and for Kliff and Jubilee, they're slightly off. All the sounds seem to be recognizable, but they're all subtly wrong.
Kliff is delighted by every little oddity there is.
I don't know. Something about this just... It don't seem right.
Well, it's still the middle of the day. At least we'll be prepared if something jumps out at us.
Right. Well, we didn't come out here for nothing.
I mean, you yourself seem really strong and capable. I can see why
She's just gonna stand up, straighten out a little taller, just look quite, proud from that statement. Just, thank you. It's nice to be appreciated.
All right. As you guys step into the grove, the ground very much soaks your footsteps. And they are seemingly soundless at first, and then as you start going deeper into the woods, all of those sounds seem to get very claustrophobic around you. You see lots of little lights of motes of light dashing through the trees. There is a mist on the ground that swirls into shapes and forms, and there's lots of pairs of green cat's eyes looking from you everywhere in the darkness and colors.
Ooh. But nothing is really just coming out at us. They're just kind of here. Okay.
What languages does everyone speak?
Common, giant, and goblin.
Okay, Jubilee.
I can speak common, infernal, elvish, and halfling.
Oh, halfling. Bold play.
Yes.
Cess, you speak common and goblin.
This is also BRB.
Oh, alright. So I'm assuming common and goblin, and then Paige.
Is common.
Oh, just common.
Just common.
Oof. Okay.
What did you go to college for?
She's learning.
She failed her Spanish class. Leave her alone.
It's fine. When she finally learns time magic, she can go back in time and go through all the different courses that she did.
Take her gen eds again. So yeah, as you start walking through the woods, you keep walking. After like 5 minutes, you're like, this forest was not that big. But you don't seem to have like gotten anywhere.
It's gonna look over at Kliff and be like, so, we have been... Frankly, I feel like we are wandering in a very large circle. Kliff, do you have any insight on the situation? The sort of trickery would be right up your alley.
Well, DM, do I?
You can make an Arcana check. Anybody, I guess, can make an Arcana check at this point.
I can technically check and see if there's magic around. Maybe the source of it is nearby? It's gonna take me a little bit to do so, though.
Not a very good check. That is a 9.
Okay. Do you wish to cast Detect Magic ritually?
Yes.
Okay. So, the moment you finish that, you're fucking blinded by just the sheer weight of magical energies around you right now. It very much hurts to look at it. You now can make a very specific Arcana check with advantage.
Nice. Okay. So, with advantage, let's see. Okay, 18.
Okay. You can detect from just like the sheer amount of magic that is surrounding you, this place is heavily saturated with the Fey Wilds. So you're sensing a great deal of planar radiation throughout this area from the Fey Wilds. Once you deactivate your detect magic, because it literally hurts to look at things right now, you hear giggling laughter above you to the right.
She's gonna close her eyes and just kind of point in the general direction where she hears the laughter. It's like, there's something up there.
Up there?
Kliff will go ahead and look in that direction.
You see a little ball of blue energy, and it starts swirling around and flies underneath Jubilee's skirts, making them billow as it's giggling about.
My good heavens!
And it will...
It appears we have been pranked.
What do you do?
What?
As the ball flies around you.
Oh, nothing. It was an excellent prank, my friend. We don't want to return it. We're just, we're actually looking to help this place right here. Do you think you can help us out?
What do you do?
We're looking for the place where part of the forest burnt down. We're looking for the people responsible, and we want to know maybe we can find something there.
Let's go.
You got it.
Kliff is acting very controlled as you all just hear this basically gibberish coming out of this orb.
I'm just picturing, I can't remember the name of the kid, but the wild boy from Wild Thornberries.
And the orb will settle, will fly over, and it's going to grab Cess's sunglasses.
can I stop it from taking
You
them?
can try. Make an attack roll.
Okay.
Just an unarmed strike.
All right. I'm not proficient in those, so this would just be straight strike. That's a 6.
No, this thing is fast as fuck.
No shit. Those
Yeah,
don't
it
have
comes
any.
up and grabs your sunglasses, and now you've got a floating orb wearing sunglasses.
Paige is still trying to rub her eyes from the intense magic.
And you see the orb flies over, and you see that there's a mushroom next to a tree, and it starts speaking in very musical gibberish. And the mushroom starts kind of swaying to the side, and 2 of the polka dots on it light up and glow, and the mushroom goes, and the orb goes, and the mushroom then, a tendril of fungus points deeper into the woods. And the orb flies back over and goes, Jubilee, you feel like you could have a somewhat time understanding something that it's saying. Based on there are similarities between Elvish and what this orb is saying, but you could probably assume it's speaking Sylvan, which is obviously a distant cousin of the Elvish language. But you basically, like, if somebody speaks Italian and you speak Spanish, you kind of pick up a chunk of it.
Gotcha.
And so this orb is now bouncing in the air as the trees and rocks, like, get little legs and, like, start moving to the sides to create a path for you guys.
Well,
See, all you have to do is ask for help.
Can I get my glasses back later, Cliffy?
It's bouncing around in front of you wearing your glasses.
I'm getting those back later, okay? I point at it and then walk down the path.
The orb just kind of bounces in the air in front of you, and it'll swirl around you guys a couple times and go back in front of you.
Paige gonna try to stealthily reach for the sunglasses.
And then it just frantically starts flying forward.
I wouldn't try that. They're already helping us.
It's okay, so this worst case, I will take them back.
And after probably another 2 minutes of walking, you enter where the orb stops moving, and you see that there is probably about a dozen trees here that appear to be functionally unique to all the weird as fuck trees you've seen already. Each of them has very specific, the Jubilee can identify Elvish iconography on them. It's very similar to lettering, but obviously in a much more devolved form. They just appear to have unique markings, each of them, and they all appear to be different colorations that aren't just the green, blues, and purples of the rest of the grove. There's reds, there's yellows, there are oranges, etc., pinks even, and there are all those trees there. And the orb turns back around and goes, there was a sea right there, if you need anything else, just let me know. And then it flies over and drops your sunglasses on your ears, and then will scamper away giggling.
We will, thank you especially.
Put the sunglasses away into the jacket. Ain't gonna miss that again. I'll make sure the badge is like nice and tucked in there too. Those get stolen, we're fucked.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trees, and there's one like small little sapling which has been cut down.
Can I go investigate around that area?
It appears to have had jasmine flowers growing on it.
Can I go investigate around that area for like, I don't know, anything out of place?
Yeah. Make a investigation check.
Boop. That's a 15.
Okay. Does anybody else want to make different checks, different things? What do you want to do?
For the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jubilee, she'll take a little look around.
I'm gonna do a perception check to see if there's anybody else here.
Okay.
That's okay.
Ooh, that is not good. That was a 9.
Oh.
I got a 14.
Paige.
She'll just kind of actually be standing watch a little bit,
Okay.
kind of having that detect magic still up a little bit, so just to make sure if anything else approaches, she'll ping it.
So first off, Cess, you detect movement. As from each of these trees, you begin to see a form materialize out of them. They appear to be very lithe wooden beings who have hair of branches and leaves or flowers, and they just have those distinctive green glowing cat's eyes in their otherwise wooden faces. They all bear the same elvish iconography of the trees they come out of, and they move in this jerking kind of twisting way, as if these forms of movement is not terribly intuitive to them. And they are all kind of looking around you guys, moving their heads slowly to the left, slowly to the right, and hunching down and hunching back up again. And they start going, Scorsindo cosila mina shinda corina basu. As Jubilee can pick up that they're speaking Sylvan, and it appears to be an inquiry.
What I'm gonna, seeing as sort of like what you said, the sort of Spanish-Italian comparison, I will say, in Elvish, it's the closest thing I got.
Yeah.
We're here to help. We're looking for the little ones who were taken from here.
All of them slowly, crackingly turn to look at Jubilee, and they switch to speaking Elven in a somewhat halting way. When they speak, it is very much like the words are kind of cracking and grinding out of their mouths. You seek the sapling, and what happened to her?
Well, yes, and we'd like to find her quickly.
They all start twisting their heads to the side as they approach you guys. And they all look at Jubilee and go, "You have come to help?"
Yes, if we can, we'd certainly like to try.
Others came, but could not help. There was no Jasmine. And you hear them all make this sound that sounds like the sigh of wind going through willow reeds, as it is apparently something of remorse that they're conveying.
Well, I can't speak on account of the ones who came before us, but we are here now, and we are contractually obligated to try and help find Jasmine.
Trees slowly nod, and the lights in their eyes kind of dim for a moment and then flash back up as they look at you and they go, "What do you need for Jasmine?
Well, I suppose we could start with, well, really anything would be helpful. Who would want to take her? And what?
You see the lights in their eyes all begin to flash and pulse at once, and you see thorns begin to erupt from their skin and form kind of a wall around you guys as the green light becomes red. And they go, "We were in the grove. We were safe. Fire began. Fire. We went to fire. We did not see what happened. We dealt with the fire who took our sapling, Jasmine, who was the fire bearer." And the thorns become ever longer and closer to you guys as they talk.
Is Jubilee translating all of this, or are we just hearing?
It's up to
Not
you.
in real time, unfortunately.
We just know something and something happened. Something is happening.
Jubilee said something, and these trees are pissed off.
Vine's approaching us, actively pulls out brass. That sets up that the brass knuckles are on.
Jubilee, I don't know what you are saying, but perhaps
Jubilee is
Oh no.
Jubilee
she's
is going to.
You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can
got
hear
it.
you.
now.
Okay. All right. Jubilee's gonna raise her hands, just slowly towards you guys. Like, hold on a second. And say, hang on. I'm getting some information. Just give me a little bit more time. I don't want to anger them anymore. So.
any more time and we might be getting pierced, but you do you.
All right.
Someone
She's gonna.
cut down Jasmine. Someone took Jasmine, making Jasmine sick. Jasmine needs to return. They were with the Firebringers.
The Firebringers. Do you know anything about who started the fire? Any sort of shapes or forms? Where did they come from?
The rocks could not say. The pixies could not say. It was if they moved with fey magic. They had something to defile our woods, taking Jasmine. And the thorns get probably within about 2 inches of each of your faces right now.
Jubilee!
And we are going to find her. We will find her. And we will punish the Firebringers.
All the heads turn to look at Jubilee again, and they slowly nod, and it makes a sound like the shaking of leaves in the wind as branches are rustled, and you see the thorns begin to retract as the wall that they formed around you begins to unvine itself.
We know how much she
Fire
meant to you. We know how much she meant to you. So we're gonna find her. We're gonna bring her back safely.
The sapling and the child. Please, do not let us lose such hope. And you notice all the trees kind of wither a bit as they say that. As there's just like the life is sapped from them, no pun intended, as they talk about it. like all the leaves begin to droop, the branches begin to curl and fall down or fall back, and it's very much conveying a great sense of loss.
I don't know what you did, but you did it, Jubilee.
And well,
What did they say?
they
You're breaking up a bit.
You're
again.
breaking up.
they're very, very sad. The sapling meant so much to them, but is that better?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Well, they're very sad, and they think that the Fae had something to do with it. They brought fire, and they used it as a way to distract them, so
But
they
the
didn't see
reports are
Jasmine
holy
being
flame.
taken. I know, but they think it's the Fae had something to do with it.
Did they say anything about glitter?
Only that she was taken with the sapling, with Jasmine.
You do know that glitter is actually a male pseudo dragon. I mean, not pseudo dragon, fairy dragon. Sorry. Wrong small dragon.
From here, or from like different part in the grove?
It was from here, is what the forensics reports say, is that they were... Glitter and Jasmine used to nest together. They were very good friends.
Did any of the rest of us find anything while we were looking around?
Yes, well, that's going on. Kliff, you notice at the scene of the crime, this tree was cut down by an axe. You can very clearly tell by the markings that this was actually a metal axe, rather than some kind of magic or something to cut down the tree. And does anybody have survival?
I have +1. Not proficient in it though.
Do people want to wing a survival check?
We
Let
can
me
wing
see.
the survival.
I got a +0 to it. I can do it if no one else feels lucky.
I got a +2.
I think Paige is our best bet there.
All right. I'll go
I will
for
say a metal axe does not sound like a tool used typically by the Fae, but hey, this is Eberron, so what do I know?
Oh, that's a 7.
Yeah, you can't discern anything else other than that.
Can I roll survival, or is it only up to Paige?
But you all can roll it if you want. You're all pretty shitty at it. Was the
All right, let's go.
conclusion?
Let's
Be
go.
There we go. You literally went 2 up every time you did it.
Jubilee, quick,
But
13.
Jubilee,
Oh,
as she's
19.
calming down the fucking Fae, Jubilee over here.
Get it. Let's go.
So now that you have a little space from the dryads cornering in on you, you are able to see as Kliff is looking around by the stump site. There actually appears to be some kind of boot impression here. Like, this was probably a large humanoid wearing metal shoes that is imprinted there.
Much as
Now I know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, much as I hate to admit it, I think Kliff might be onto something here. I don't know of any Fae that wear metal shoes.
Well, I think I may have heard of something. Can I roll to see if I know? Because out of
Make
character,
a
I think I know, but
Arcana or a nature check, I guess.
yeah, because out of character, I think I know, but in character, I
Uh-huh.
probably don't. Arcana. Nope, that's a natural one.
Fucking Fae, man. This was an inside job. The Fae did 9/11.
Could have sworn I remember hearing about a Fae with metal boots, but It's just escaping my mind.
I don't think that's right. No, this. No matter what they said, I don't. This doesn't seem like a Fae thing to me, unless, they were wearing some sort of disguise or, illusion, some sort of trickery to make them think that.
One of the dryads is wrapping vines on Jubilee's shoulders as it is creeping over her shoulder to look at whatever the hell she's looking at.
Ask them if they know of any Fae that have metal boots.
I can try. And I'll look up to the one that's looming over me and point to the footprints and just say in Elvish, I know you said it was the Fae, but these markings, the people who are here, it doesn't seem Fae unless they were wearing some sort of humanoid shoes, but that seems a little odd, doesn't it?
The one who's right next to you smells very distinctly like roses, and you notice that their hair is a series of rose petals flowing off of their bark. And they look at you and they slowly shake their head. They go, not Fae. Magics like the Fae.
See, someone with Fae-like magic then, with Fae's influence.
A druid?
Perhaps.
But
Type of druid uses an axe and metal boots, though.
Didn't the report also say divine fire?
It did.
Unless we
Paladin,
assume
then?
there's 2 people on this.
With
There's
the...
only one pair of
Did we already investigate the axe?
No, it was just you looked at the stump and Kliff was able to determine it was cut down by an axe.
I see.
And now you're looking near the stump and you see the boot prints from some kind of sabatons. But you also remember that the Dryad said the fire was another part of the woods. It wasn't here. That's why they went here.
Right.
Can they guide us to the pot where the fire was started? Perhaps there might be more clues there.
Yeah, I can ask. We'd like to see where the fire started. Would that be all right? Could you lead us there?
You do feel some pressure against your shoulders as the thorns begin to project a bit, but it's not like, it doesn't appear to be something conscious. It's just the Dryad is clearly agitated by the prospect of going to the fireplace again. But
I know it's asking a lot, but it would help us.
the Dryad nods, goes, "We will show you the defiled site."
Thank you. You don't have to actually go all the way. Even just, leading us in the right direction would be helpful.
Rose slowly shakes its head. "We will lead you to the defiled place."
All right, very, very well. We'll follow you.
And now you see them kind of flow back into their trees, and you see just forms begin to ripple that bounce from tree to tree, that are, when you're walking through a hallway and you see the lights progressively turn on down the hallway. It's like that, but they're like Fae spirits. You see the glow of the spirit bouncing from tree to tree as they're directing you somewhere.
All right, they're gonna take us there.
Let's say, Jubilee, without you, we would have likely been very lost. I must thank you for that.
She's gonna give a little coy smile and a little hair flip and be like, "Oh, I know. Now, come on, let's follow."
We're right behind you.
All right, it's probably just like a couple minutes away. but you see an area of the forest which has been burned and has not healed. Pages detect magic. You sense a very different aura here. First of all, you notice the absence of aura. You notice that there is not the Feywild aura here, as well as there is the distinctive glimmer of divine magic. But it
Can I try and figure out where exactly the fire started?
Yeah, make an investigation check. People can also make religion checks to help figure out more stuff about the spell itself.
Is it centralized in one area, or is it also just kind of
Damn,
all
Kliff.
over the defined
Double
magic?
ones,
Oh!
you hate to see it.
Yeah, got another natural one.
Fucking
Look at
Seth.
Seth coming in with the 17
Seth is
religion
also-
roll.
Seth's also like the only slightly religious person here, with like Paige, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, we go to church for the community.
We're
You have a
yeah.
-1 in religion.
I have a -1 in intelligence. That's different. It's universal.
So as you arrive there, you notice that the burn site was definitely, it's intentionally done by, this was clearly divine magic by a sufficiently powerful person, and it also distinctly does not have the Sovereign Host's kind of vibe to it.
Not part of the Big 12 or whatever,
Yeah.
however many. there
If this came from some divinity source, it was not the Sovereign Host.
So we're looking for a smaller religion then.
It had a clear impact in purifying this area of supernatural presence.
All the Fey magic is gone from here.
You know what's not part of the big sovereign host, right? You know what's not part of that? The Silver Flame.
Yep, that's right.
Based
We
on
should go question that now.
possibly, I mean, they might just point us to other cults in the city. Obs, can I ask,
Yeah.
Off that 17, given the history of me and Paige's backstories and Sharn,
Yeah.
would we be more familiar with the fires or other effects produced by Silver Flame users?
In passing, I guess Paige would have a more of an academic understanding of it. You kind of know that Silver Flame is famous for hating supernatural evil and having a fair deal of prejudice towards shapeshifters. But aside from that, you really would have to be a divine practitioner to have, or a member of the Silver Flame to have a better idea. And like, this was clearly an intentional act of non-sovereign host. That's about as most you can get out of it as somebody who is not a divine practitioner or a member of another religious group.
Got it. Best case, we'll find someone at the Silver Flame sect. Worst case, they can point us to other cults in town that we could look at.
Better places I need to start, though.
I think we should head that way then.
The dryads all lean close to you guys, like right up on your personage, and they whisper ever so subtly in the rustle of leaves, and they go, "Please find Jasmine. Please find the child."
Are they saying this in common?
Yes. It's very stuttering when they say it. It's very unnatural for them. So it would sound much more like, "Please find the child."
Do
We're
not
not gonna
worry. We will find them. We will be sure they are returned here safely. We are not ones in business for letting children be harmed.
The dryads rest their heads very briefly against your guys' heads, and you feel the kind of smooth feeling of bark against you and the many myriad odors of flowers and vines and ferns. And you feel that there is indeed a warmth from them that they are trying to convey. And then they slowly retract back into trees, and you see the spirits flow back towards the grove where they resided.
Right. Now I'm determined. We need to go investigate this church.
Off we go.
Yeah, definitely find out everything we can. I still don't think...
Not so much a head-on approach, but perhaps...
Yeah, I don't think asking head-on will yield the best results, but...
Perhaps some trickery might be involved then. He has a bit of a smirk.
You know, the one person to turn to that at least.
I hate to admit it, but yeah, I think we could use your set of specialized skills.
All right,
and I must apologize to you as well, Jubilee. I was rude to you earlier today, and I should not have been. Without you here, we likely would have been lost. I hope to make up for that in the future. And if not, then I also got you this gift, and I toss her a small box.
What is this?
Just an apology. Let's be off, shall we?
She's not going to open it right away, just sort of
okay.
tuck it in her little purse and follow.
All right, and I think with that we can end here for tonight for the first session. You guys have got your quest, uncovered some clues, but every answer you've gotten has only raised more questions. We will pick up next time as the investigation continues. I want to do a big thank you to everybody here. Thank you all so much for playing.
Yay! Thank you, Obsidia!
Very fun.
Oh, that was awesome!
I'm glad to be a player again.
I'm glad you guys had fun. I hope you did. I hope the audience did as well. I hope you guys enjoyed watching us and the getting us past the initial musical scuff at the start of stream. But I really thank you guys for bearing with it for my very first stream session of D&D that I've been DMing.
It was fantastic!
Hopefully next time the custom overlay will be ready and the logo and everything. But yeah, so be sure to check out the _players link to Litro, Sif, Maribelle, and Yulia's Twitch pages. They're all amazing streamers in addition to being amazing players. And you should definitely go give them a follow and go check them out. You can also go check me out, give me a follow here on Twitch. I see a lot of people did it during the stream that I couldn't call out because I was busy DMing, but thank you all so much for doing it. Thank you everybody who resubbed. You can check me out also on YouTube and Twitter, as well as in my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of our incredible community. You can also find us. This is going to be the YouTube page, which I'm going to upload the videos onto. The Wifers and Warriors, A Knight's Tale, which is me. I'm a knight. So I will be uploading this this weekend. So for anybody who missed it or anybody who wants to rewatch it, I will try and do that for every one of our streams going forward. And I hope you all come back for more.
Glad get to subs.
Oh my gosh, and Vaughn, thank you for all the gift subs to Bell Dandy's Tea House, Theo, Schmendrick, John the Walrus, and Critical Remix. I hope they enjoy those sweet, sweet Obsidia emotes. Get sniped. So thank you so much. We will end here. I'll be back on Friday, where I'll be streaming Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, as well as all of these people will be on Litro the Bronze's channel, playing more D&D in his Mistwalkers campaign, which I have cameoed on once. You should definitely go give it a gander. Go check them out. Watch their previous episodes on YouTube. I'm sure that you will love it. All right.
You're always welcome back on.
Thank you for having
Of course. Thank you guys for putting up with me, for enjoying this adventure.
Oh, this is very fun. I'm excited to continue.
um,
I'm sad Jubilee didn't open up the box, though.
I can't wait
What's
to
in the
end
box?
racism.
What's in the box? Tune in next time.
we're going to raid. Oh, are they playing Dungeons and Dragons right now?
Oh,
The Dungeons
wow.
and Dragons?
Lords, Dungeons and My Dragons?
Oh, this is
Dragons, my dungeons.
This is a very cute VTuber.
No,
She's
we
a
do
little
not
kobold.
want dungeons inside the
so
dragons.
We are gonna raid Kobold Sprig. She is very silly, very sweet. She's big into D&D. She's actually doing a mega dungeon campaign in D&D right now. So let's go send her lots of love. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the knight's message. And we are gonna raid Dungeons and My Dragons in this economy. There we go. And thank you everybody who rated us. Thank you Peculiar Little Rabbit. Thank you Daisy Dawn Blossom. Thank you Ryan. Thank you Starkkarst. I really appreciate you guys coming over and bringing your community to come hang out with me as I got to adventure with these silly gremlins. So I think we're all up. We are ready to roll. Let's go send Sprig some love, and I will talk to you guys later. See you later. Bye.
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 Let's go and shower.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was fun.
I can multiply by
Beans.
0.
Hello.
That was
You
fun.